What's up, guys? Yes, I'm back. The evil man himself, the irrelevant janitor. Uh, we're going to get right into it in literally like minutes. I'm not going to go into long, heartfelt speeches or any of that bullshit. But, obviously the last couple of weeks, a lot has transpired. What do we got? We got companies buying out other companies in the wonderful universe of esports. And now that everybody's aspiring to be ESPN actually decided to throw their hand into the cup to start seeing if they can get something to grow out of the esports universe. As most of you guys know, the FGC apparently thinks they're esports. We're going to get into the conversation with Triforce about the past episodes. This is going back to episode 60, where we pretty much are in agreement that esports is coming and that the FGC pretty much isn't welcome unless they get to conform into as Triforce says, the big boys. Basically what happens is it looks like the esports wagon has at least pulled up to the door. And when they pull away, I personally don't think they're going to pull away with the FGC. They'll pull away with everything else. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let me give a reach out to Triforce, see if he's around. Let me adjust this little camera here. My ugly mug. Damn, I'm a pretty motherfucker.
What's going on, James?
What's going on, sir? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, I mean, you haven't been around either much. I mean, you're probably laying up in some attic or something like that, writing scriptures or predictions or other stuff out there. So, I mean, you don't have much time for us peasants anyway.
No, it's nothing like that. Actually, it's funny because I'm actually heading back to the United States next week. So my project down here with Cyberbox has concluded. So it was a 1-year project. It's pretty much done right now. Everything in terms of like getting my home island of Jamaica ready for the esports industrial revolution is pretty much in place. I'm just finishing up some stuff with Digicel. They have a thing called Sports Max down here, which is like the ESPN for Jamaica.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing out here before I get ready to leave. I just want to give a special shout out to MagFest. That's one of the main reasons why I'm coming back, because I want to get back in time for MagFest and whatnot. There's a documentary that I'm in called The Power of Glove, so I got to get down there for that. And then pretty much the whole esports industrial revolution began with the last major esports company in the world to be purchased, which was MLG by Blizzard Activision. And then to start it off, ESPN is here, so yeah.
So no need for these other companies to come in there and aspire to be ESPN.
That was so messed up. Slasher said that to Blizzard Activision. I was like, yeah, that's kind of, how do you say that? Like he said that directly to the CEO of Blizzard Activision. Like, how do you say that? But he knew what it was.
Yeah.
It's a wrap now. Now we're in the I did a podcast a week ago with these guys called Obsolete Gamer.
Yes, I actually listened to that podcast.
Oh, you listened to that?
Yeah.
So and pretty much I put them on that, all of this that's happening right now has already been foretold. It was all first foretold on the On Blast show. So like anyone who's acting like, oh man, what's going on? Like if you're a loyal follower of the On Blast show, you would have heard this. This is nothing new. This is all happening according to plan, because this is just what suits and corporations do when they industrialize anything that they can make money from.
I mean, if you want to listen to the total recap of it, It begins at episode 60, which was the Burn It Down edition.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we're up to $1.70 now, so that was over 110 episodes ago.
Wow. That's what year was that? That definitely was 2013, right?
It was
That had to be.
2000. No, it was 2014 going into 13.
Oh, going into 15, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so that's pretty much just 2 years ago. But these guys, I tweeted out to ESPN. I told them, I said, you guys are 14 days late. But the most interesting part, like this is not about, I was talking to my boy Abe, OBS Nightmare, and I told him this is not about me coming on and saying I told you so. This is not about the FGC and what's going to happen to them. So I'm glad you put that in the title, FGC not apply, because this is beyond them. I'm like, these guys don't understand like the
Well,
real.
the funniest part about that is I've been seeing tweets all day. Oh yeah, ESPN's in town, and ESPN probably. I would give them credit if they were like, "Yo, nigga, sit in the back of the bus." But they ain't even doing that. They're like, "Yo, nigga, you ain't getting on the bus."
Yeah, like I don't think people understand. Like, first of all, they have to understand the entire. They have the education. We said this before, time and time on this show. These gamers are not educated. This is the unfortunate part about it, which is why so many are going to suffer. They just do not understand the entire dynamics of everything as a whole. Me and Abe have these conversations on the regular. First of all, they don't even understand what esports is. If they did, the fighting game community would have long ago took off when they were supposed to take off back in 2009 and 10. But you had a lot of people in the fighting game communities who that the audience are great fans of and great supporters of. These guys were completely saying F esports, screw esports. They will never put on a suit and tie. That's against everything that they do, blah, blah, blah. 2015, 2016, yo, we esports. And it's like, what? It's sad to see that, that it shows you the integrity of the individuals. To have said that, it would have been far more, it would have been far more, it would have showed their humility if they just said, oh, I may not like esports, but let's wait and see what happens. But to have said that and then now turn a complete about face and then go in the next direction just shows you the type of community that the FGC is in terms of where they want to understand esports. But esports is just competitive gaming, and people need to understand this that before the word esports exists, we used to use the term competitive gaming. And then that just did not work well. For some reason, when we went to sponsors in the late 90s, early 21st century, that word just does not work. Then I don't know who it was, somebody from the first person shooter community. It was the FPS community that
Yeah.
actually came up with the word esports. They're the ones who started it. The word. I don't know who it was. I didn't never decide to check out who did it. Obviously, we kind of give credit to Fatality because at the time he was like the guy, the
Yeah,
poster
he was
boy.
the poster boy.
So we kind of credit Fatality with it because he's the one who took it on his shoulders and was attacked by his very own community for trying to put, yeah, that sounds stupid, right? Like the FPS community attacked the Golden Boy who was putting it on his back. So that was stupid. But in any event, the terminology esports came along, cyber athletes and all this other stuff that is coming on, and these were the catchphrases that were used to help market the concept of competitive gaming. But esports simply means competitive gaming. That is the meaning of esports. Competitive gaming is esports. It's the same thing. It's just that we just
It's and that's the one of the biggest problems I see within the FGC. They feel, and I guess I'm guilty of it because I love to get under motherfuckers' skin. I like to walk away from a conversation and go, that James MK, what a fucking dick. You know what? Because I put fires just to see what burns. I'm a pyromaniac and I love it. I walk in a field with a book of matches, just flicking matches everywhere, and say, "Yo, if there's a fire, fuck it."
No, but that's good. That you like I said, you're the Howard Stern of esports, that's for sure. And now that they're here, you need to start talking to somebody, James. Get that some get a
Yeah.
job. Go talk to Howard Stern and see if you could with the SXM radio satellite or whatever. I'm dead serious. I'm not even playing. I'm so serious when I say it. It sounds funny, but like I'm dead serious. You're perfect for that job. And get into esports. There's so much content there. It was said first on episode 170. So, like James, you should really see that. You can quit your job and get paid millions doing that. And people will watch a show because you cover certain topics in esports, controversial topics that no one else are going to cover. And it's very important to cover those things because it shows the real grit behind all of this. But people need to understand that there's nothing wrong with the concept of esports. What's going to be wrong is the industrialization of esports. Now
Exactly.
that's going to be the problem.
That's the thing where, again, the grassroots versus esports versus the industrializing and the
Oh, man.
freedom that people think that we're not going to conform. We're free to do it our way. We're going to hold them hostage.
I don't know what they're thinking because that's not happening. Like they don't understand. They're going to understand now that they have literally their leaders have sold them. They have sold them into slavery, literally, so to speak. I don't want anyone to feel that. And now what's going to happen is these are the rules: conform or die. That's the option. This has happened from sports, fashion, film, entertainment, music, you name it. Every industry, this is what happens. If people not like private companies and video game companies are buying out. This is the funny part. I don't understand how well, it makes sense that the video game companies are buying back their own intellectual property, which like that doesn't even make any sense. Like why you're doing it, but the reason why they're doing it is so when the argument starts legally and the litigation gets involved, they're going to say, wait, first of all,
Who owns it? Who owns it? Who owns this shit, motherfucker?
We produce the games. That's number one. We spend the money to produce the game, and then we spent money buying back our own product so that we could create a service called esports for it. Then what are you going to do? When Blizzard Activision bought out MLG, right? So you're going to have Heroes of the Storm, right? You're going to have Hearthstone. You're going to have a bunch of games that Blizzard have. What can you tell the producers of the games and the service provider of the games, which is the same company that owns it? What are you going to tell them with their league? You ain't going to tell them anything.
We ain't going to do it your way, motherfucker. You can do it our way. They're going to go, yeah, okay, we're on it.
Wait, what happened? Oh, so our Kappa? Oh, they're quoting scriptures? Oh, okay. You need to get that let my people go Moses jump off again. And put that online. Like they're on our Kappa discussing, saying the same stuff that I said. So I don't know, man. In a sense, I feel sorry for the community, but in a sense, I don't, because the reality is that in a sense that they kind of deserve it. Not everybody, but they kind of deserve it. But because it has nothing to do about listening to Triforce. It has nothing to do about Triforce being right. It's about they had the opportunity to educate themselves and put themselves in a position that they will be able to transition properly during this industrial revolution. Unfortunately, a lot of them, the egomaniacs, oh, well, I won this tournament and I won that tournament and I'm good enough and my skill alone will get, no.
No.
Like, no, you think they care about your skill alone? If you have no context behind that skill to sell that skill, because this is not Twitch TV anymore. No offense to Twitch, but this is not Twitch TV anymore where you just playing the video game by yourself, you making up a bunch of, nerdy noises and content to talk about. That's not gonna cut it in mainstream. Nuh-uh. You will never make it. They will be like, what? I think you should stay in the community and work with like the grassroots, but you're not getting on TV with that because they have an image to uphold. You have to consider the different businessmen that are involved in with the money that is going to be spent in this. Oh my goodness, the R&D that has gone into this in the last 3 years to get to the point this is right now, they have already selected. Remember, look, ESPN launched today. Slasher already has the job. You think this was not in the works months ago? Slasher been there on the low with the mean NBA contract. Couldn't say, and you know Slasher likes to leak a lot of stuff. But for
Yeah.
the first time, he did not leak this. You know why? Because that NDA contract is not a joke. That is a corporate suit NDA contract. Slasher said anything he's finished. You don't play no games with that one. This is not the community, and that just goes to show you the level of the infrastructure that's going to be put into place now. All these guys, the cursing. Oh, I'm not putting on a suit. You are going to put on a suit, and you are going to like it.
No. You don't have to. Just get off the fucking set.
Yeah, that's it. Or you have that option. There's the door right there. So this is gonna be like Tifo said, the real entertainment's about to begin. So it's oh, if Capcom Pro talks on ESPN, like all the video game companies are gonna line up. They're gonna all right. So what's this gentleman's name? Bobby Kit. I forgot the guy. Blizzard's Activision's CEO. Let's just go with Bobby because I can't pronounce his last name. I can't even remember if it's Tokit or Kito or whatever. But Bobby, he made a statement last week saying that his purchase of MLG is because he wanted to be the first. He wants to make the ESPN of gaming, right?
Yep.
ESPN launches. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to be the esports for gaming.
We can do it on our own. We don't need you.
Oh yeah, we could do it on a. But I bet you anything, Bobby is gonna go and have a talk with them. I say, oh, you guys you already have the infrastructure set. You already have the platform set to get this out media wise. We're the largest North American esports company we're the largest esports organization in North America. So how about we provide you content from our league to go on ESPN? Yeah, we worked with you guys in the past before when you guys were under Sundance and Sepso D and Giovanni. Let's do it. Put any money to you. Because Bobby knows he can't. Like, okay, they already have it, Bobby. Don't go challenging ESPN. Nah, that would be the stupidest thing to do. You just got your league. Don't put yourself in that stupid situation. Go and team up and partner with them. And that's what you're going to see. And Bobby's going to team up. It just only makes business sense. And then same thing for DreamHack, and same thing for ESL, and same thing for everyone. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Now here, you know, we talk these guys who've bought it. But now, you know, obviously being that we've revolved around the FGC, where does that leave the FGC? For example, we are the most fractured. We have the most, as you like to say, coonery running around. We're not well behaved. Now, again, granted, I am not sitting here because we all know that all these other genres of games are just as bad as us. When it comes to the debauchery and fucking up. Maybe not as raw, never will be as raw.
Yes, no, but no. It can. Remember, I told you, you are the Howard Stern. You're the only avenue that can take the rawness and it can be marketed. You have to understand, James.
Well, wait. You got James and Dave? Oh, wait, no, they're not really.
No, stop that. You have a market. You have an audience. There is a market for you, James. It's all about how. That's really what it is. You can do it. You have 170 episodes. I really believe if someone can connect you to Howard Stern could make it happen.
Oh yeah,
and you'd be the guy. He'd be like, okay, so oh wow, you are kind of like the me for the gaming scene, and boom, and then there you go. I don't see why it wouldn't happen, and I know for a fact if Howard Stern hired you to do esports, the raw version of it, man, what? Listen, yeah, your show would be off it would be too funny. Well, because you can find all the coonery in the FGC alone.
Yeah, that's it just jumps out at you. But now here's the thing. And again, we've disagreed on direction. We don't disagree. We've never disagreed on the direction this is going.
Mm-hmm.
We disagree on the paths that it's going to take to get to where we are going, whether people want to go there or not. And one of the things that I've been a consistent naysayer about esports is players don't understand. We don't want you to play. We need to put somebody in the seat. Not I don't want an event where there's 4,000 players. I want an event where there's 100 players and the other 3,900 people paid to come watch these other 100 play, which, to be quite honest, will not resonate well with the FGC. People are not going to travel to CEO to sit in a seat and watch Justin play Chris G or Daigo play and be told, well, yeah, we have some setups on the side that you can fuck around and play with until the event starts, but you're not competing. Because somebody has to be the spectator. This cannot survive without spectators, not Twitch followers. It needs to have a justification. If I'm going to rent out Madison Square Garden, I'm not going to fill it up with empty seats and say this is a profitable event. So somebody who thinks Johnny come lately, or as the FGC likes to use, 09ers, 011ers, 13ers, you ain't here to play, motherfucker. Get that out your head. You're here to watch. Go buy a couple of those little lesbian bat sticks and slap them together in the fucking seats, because that's what you're doing. You're not here for the $100,000 prize. You're here to get a picture with Daigo later.
Wow. It's unfortunate that those type of things are going to take place. It's really unfortunate. But the whole spectator thing, that there's something else that goes with it. Spectators, the mainstream audience is different from the community, the direct community esports, because the mainstream audience, they do not. It's going to take a while for them to truly get into the appreciating aspect of the games themselves. First of all, the audience is going to have to learn what the game is about, the mainstream audience. That's number one. In order to sell that, you have to get into the selling of the players, the context behind the physical players. And as you and I have said many times ago, these players are just not marketable. They do not have the personality. They don't. It is unfortunate. They have the skill, but who cares? Like a mother, a son who goes, mommy, I want to go to what's the name of this place? Wow, I haven't been in Brooklyn in a while. Jay-Z's Stadium or whatever you call it again. Let's go there for the whatever video game esports tournament that they're gonna have there, because I want to go see XYZ player. The mother's gonna say, okay, we're going to go there. What is this about? It's about a video game. She's not going to understand what the video game is about.
Go get the fuck out of here. I ain't going all the way to Brooklyn to watch a bunch of arcade kids. That's exactly what she's going to say.
You're saying, but if they can, which they're going to, sensationalize the players to grant them personality and a persona that sells them behind the game, the mainstream audience will be more willing to watch that and then get into learning the games. This is about the players now selling people to the actual esports. It's not the game that sells the players, and it's going to be the players that have to sell the game. And guess what? 90-something% of the entire video game ecosystem is terrible at selling.
Well, listen, it's so bad. Look, I have no true beef with like Gutex or Mike Ross, but I'm sorry. I just watched the video, and essentially has said what I've been beaten down the door with, which is your Street Fighter is not here to save your universe.
Yeah.
And listening to them, again, and it's not a jab at them, but they sound like used car salesmen.
Yeah, and
But
that's
they
not
sound like scripted ones, which makes it even worse.
worse. Exactly.
Because these companies are not naive like the Johnny Come Latelys of the FGC, where they're going to go buy your, 1, 2, 3, how to do a Hadouken video and read your little books, because they're going to go, that's stupid. It makes no
Yeah.
money for us. It benefits nothing to us. All these crowdfunding. Look, the FGC film that just came out with Esteban. Again, no jab at him.
Mm.
But from what I see, it's a East Coast throwdown, Long Island Joe, John Gallagher, Esteban, and Lord Knight, little group orgy. And it really, it didn't, from what everybody else that I've spoken to, I haven't watched it, I gotta be honest. I refuse to pay $10 for something that leaves out the biggest chunk of history of the FGC, which is the days of me, I guess. The before people were turning around saying Street Fighter is godlike, because no movie out there has showcased that, so I just don't support it. But those things, aren't going to help grow this or turn us into esports.
No.
It's not helping promote us. If anything, they're going to look at it and they're going to go, who's this Esteban kid, and why did he make a video about his friends?
I'm gonna tell you something. I won't say no names. I'm just gonna keep it on the low. Um, I received a call today, and the first thing they said is, uh, "Hey, Triforce, hey, what's going on? I got around from someone. I got your name. I'm trying to find the producer for The King of Chinatown." I said, why? We're interested in the new age for esports. We want to look at some of the things of all the different gaming communities. And we've heard some good reviews about the content of the show. Now, you have We Got Next, you have FGC, the fighting game community, you have this thing with I forgot the name of the movie for Mike Ross. There's a myriad of different um, documentaries in the fighting game community. No offense. Please do not take this out. I'm trying to be objective as possible. There are only two good FGC documentaries out there. The one I'm in, that's not me. I'm going to explain why. So I'm just not going to give my opinion and then not explain why. And this is my opinion. So this is not a fact. I'm not trying to put down anyone's documentary, but I'm going to show you why. And there's Bang the Machine. The
Yeah.
reason why those two documentaries are better than every other version of the FGC documentaries that have ever come out is because those documentaries are based on the lives of the players who put down the foundation and what they're doing to it, not because it's something that they love per se, but there's a goal behind it. A lot of these documentaries, and it's not just in the fighting game community, it's some of these documentaries outside the FPS community,
Yeah.
some of the classic gaming community, is really just a documentary about these guys self-glorifying themselves as to what they do. There's no context behind the content of the film. So a person who's watching it feels like they're really watching more of an infomercial that gloats about the lifestyle of these people. But like, okay, why'd you do it? Oh, because of the love of the game. Wait a minute. So I'm going to sit here for 40 to 50 minutes to watch you talk about you playing video games for the love of it? What? No one. No, 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 no. That is the type of stupid crap that will not work in this new age, in the industrial revolution for esports. That's not going to work. I speak to directors, actual directors, for like real like documentaries that get awards at the X and X whatever film festival. Like, and they said that's one of the major problems. It looks more like Some guy who got a camera, who just so happened to have a camera, knows some of the top guys of a particular community, get together and say, let's put a highlight glorification reel of you guys and why you do this, and get a bunch of people in the background, watch some amazing part in a fucking tournament, and everyone's, and that's really the highlight of the film. And it's like, okay, that's nice. You see that every time someone does a great play in League of Legends. That, if you think that's going to make your film, no, no, it's not. What's it? When you look at Bang the Machine and you look at the King of Chinatown, one of especially Bang the Machine, the whole beef between Watson and Eddie Lee, and the two coasts getting together to unify to fight against Japan, that's the context. A person in the US who's watching this film is going to root for USA. They're going to get in there because it comes off like a sport. It's a competition. Yeah, but it's about video games. Yeah, but they're representing the USA. You can get behind that. You see how that works? And then you get into the personal lives. How does their family feel about it? And those are where all the context supports the main overall aspect of the film. The same thing for the King of Chinatown. The story about two friends growing up trying to make it big into the esports, break into the esports industry. And one is the manager and the other player is the player, and they decide to come together and whatever. But then, unfortunately, a big company comes in and swoops up his player and then leaves the manager high and dry. It comes off like Straight Outta Compton.
Yep.
When you look at the King of Chinatown, it's the video game version of Straight Outta Compton.
Yep.
Only thing is that Justin doesn't die of AIDS or anything like that. That was a low blow. But the point is, these are the things that that makes the difference. Now, that's why this is my opinion, why I say those two films are like the best documentaries of FGC. So if the FGC wants to get themselves together, they're gonna have to come better than the stuff that they're putting out. These highlight reels of like the top players is not gonna cut it.
See, here's the funny thing. You know, I personally, I'm gonna give again. I love to give my free advice because I don't want to produce it. You want to do a movie, or you aspiring, because unless you do it, you aspire to do something. So, all you aspiring fucking filmmakers out there that are gamers, make a movie that covers the dirty history of the FGC. It was not pretty. But now, don't showcase that either. Show the evolution. You know, go to goddamn Wall Street and go find a 48-year-old fucking broker, and eventually you will find somebody that was playing back in that day. Besides somebody like me, I don't want to do your fucking chintzy interviews, but reach out to that talent and say, you were a part of this. What was it about back then? Those people as people. Now, by doing that, you're showing your audience the closeted gamer in each person that is in my age group, or if not older. You know, a Todd Rogers, you know, one of those, you know, get to those guys, because that's how you're going to attract people back again. You're not going to attract them. Nobody on this planet gives a rat's ass about Daigo and his fucking parry video that they got to show in every fucking FGC film they do. But if you can get people to accept and embrace the older gamers, and that will bring out that gamer in them and show them what it's evolved to, and give them an opportunity to say, look, you were part of this. As a audience member watching this film, you were a part of this. This is what it's evolved to. But sadly, what it's evolved to is a bunch of fat, overweight, antisocial, socially inept motherfuckers that have the personalities of rocks. You know, and it sucks, because you need to find, you know, again, Justin's a quiet kid. He's not, you know, he might come to an event and get a little loud. You know, you got Corn. You know, Corn can be loud, but then some people say that's too raw. But they are that focal point, that medium of what was to what is. because of the way they act and the way they get. Going get fucked is not hurtful to the scene. They need something that is going to put people in the seats. At the end of the day, all these people that want to talk about, well, Twitch got this. Yo, Twitch, I'm going to tell you now, as somebody that's broadcasting on you, sleep with one eye open. Because eventually, because if ESPN decides to say, you know what, we're making an ESPN 4, and it's just going to be games, but unfortunately for all y'all stream monsters, it's not going to be interactive. But we got the rights to every FGC genre of game.
I think, you know what I think about the ESPN's going to do? I think they're going to go partner with YouTube. Because YouTube already has the these guys are so smart. They did the 3-year work already. Remember, YouTube partnered with the entire video game industry. They got everything down packed. It's already set. So if ESPN decides to partner with YouTube and then they stream from them their ESPN 4 on YouTube exclusively, Twitch is dead. That means Amazon just spent $1 billion on nothing.
How is that a MLG.TV?
How is there an MLG.TV? Well, that's not gonna. They're gonna it's gonna work for them, and I'll explain to you why. Because they're a league. Because like in New York, remember, although you have ESPN, Madison Square Garden still has its own sports network.
Yep.
So the leagues can survive with their own sports network, right? That contribute to ESPN, as ESPN is like the world leader covering everything as a whole. But like Twitch better. If I was Twitch, I would be in there talking to ESPN right now, because whoever gets them is going to win the gaming fight. YouTube does not need gaming. They don't. So whether ESPN partners with them or not is inconsequential to YouTube. They're going, oh, okay, well, whatever. YouTube will just be an alternative to it, but Twitch cannot be an alternative. Twitch has to get the ESPN contract or they're finished. So if Amazon is smart, they'd already be sitting down with and talking with ESPN right now. That's just Triforce, because I'm looking at the whole chessboard right now, and I'm like,
well, the one thing is, and you know, I'm glad you used like Madison Square Garden as an example. When the Knicks play, okay, well, whatever, they play LA. Trucks pull up to MSG, engineering, audio, video engineering trucks, every game. And they set up shop. Why? So they could broadcast to their folks back in their neighborhood, back in LA. You know, this is how LA gets to watch the LA versus the Knicks. A lot of these companies are basically going to become traveling broadcasters. They're going to have to come to, all right, we have a League of Legends match in Madison Square Garden. Set your truck out in the back. We'll give you a dedicated connection to the internet, and you're going to stream it this way. Not how you want to stream it. We're going to tell you how to stream it, and you're going to do it our way, or you're not going to do it at all.
At all, yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of these companies in the beginning attempt it, and then you're going to see a lot of these companies stop. The reason they're going to stop is, again, now you're sharing a market. You know, when I turn around and I come to Triforce's house and I stream there, all those viewers that are watching it have no choice but to come to me. Now there's going to be a medium. There's going to be a medium.
This is why, like the revolution. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
You know, the medium is going to be fractured in itself, where you're going to have multiple people trying to do their fresh version of the streams. You're going to have, you know, people that want to be the inventive ones, and some will survive, but most will die.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing here is that because all of these gamers, they're going to judge their careers by getting on ESPN. That's how that's going to work.
Yeah.
And this is why whoever partners with ESPN is who's going to win the online streaming war. Done. But the only difference here is that if YouTube doesn't get the partnership with ESPN, it doesn't end their company. They're just gonna be like, oh, okay, well, we'll just go back to what we've always been doing because we're YouTube and we're Google, so it doesn't make a difference for us. But Twitch does not. Twitch is literally focused on streaming video games only. If they do not do that, they are done. That is the problem. So
Yeah.
Twitch has to get the contract with those guys. I don't see Twitch beating ESPN because there's no way Twitch is beating Disney. I don't care what they do. They're not beating Disney. I don't know what they are thinking. If you got Twitch guys are listening, you better be at their office first thing Monday morning.
With
No, in fact,
with an
tomorrow,
application.
because yo, they should be you should have ESPN's the CEO's phone number on speed dial, talking to him right now. Listen, we need to work with you guys because that's a bad move right there. That was one of the first things I was thinking. I was like, now that ESPN has this,
And you know
what's
what?
going?
Here's something. Tifo said it, and I agree with this because being that I've been promoting Twitch to do this for 2 years, now you see what Twitch is doing. Let's put Bob Ross on. Let's have Twitch Creative. Let's have Twitch Music. They're trying to open it up because they're saying to. I think they just came out with something else like today. I just saw, which was like Twitch Kids Play or some. I don't know. You can watch kids playing a fucking one of those little the pool balls that you see at Chuck E. Cheese or whatever the fuck it is. You can watch that or whatever. But they're trying to open it up now, where they used to be strict, saying if you're not doing gaming content, you got to go. Now they're going, oh, well, if you want to teach people how to make paper mache masks of Zelda, we're kind of cool with that now. Because they realize that, they don't bring enough diversity to the table that's going to allow them to survive. I mean, I know, everybody's a Bob Ross fan all of a sudden. Hey, look, I don't hate Bob Ross, but I'll tell you this right now. When my mother threw it on, I was like, oh, man, this fucking dude. Now all of a sudden people are like, oh, my God, Bob Ross, happy trees. Fuck your happy trees.
And they're friendly birds and clouds.
And now they're even, now, and this is the funny part about the lack of professionalism that is in the Twitch office. Think about this. Okay. Rule one. Oh, not rule one. Situation one. You have a streamer. He's got, I don't know, let's say 3,000 followers. He streams every week at, Tuesdays, we'll use as an example, 10 to 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Has a consistent fan base. Can't get a subscribe button. Why? Because the motherfuckers don't really like him. Now, here comes Jessica Boobs a lot, who has 3 subscribers, streams whenever she wants, but she flashes her titties around. Boom, subscription button. And there's no consistency to what they do. Now we go to the music. Okay. I have sat consistently for the last 2-3 years saying I wanted to do a WOBS radio show and just play music. Talk about BS, like a Howard Stern show with music. Well, the rights to the music and the copyrights and this and that. But then you turn on Jessica Boob a lot, and in the background, she's got Justin Bieber music playing nonstop. That's streaming the music.
But more importantly, one of the things that's like that turned a lot of people off from the whole Twitch is that Twitch originally started as the streaming channel that gave opportunities to a lot of people, everyone equally in the gaming community. If you had real content, this was the platform that was going to give you your start. You compete against other people based on your content. So if your content's better than the other person, you're going to make it. But then Twitch turned into, no, it doesn't matter how good your content is. It's really who you know in Twitch that will determine
Yeah.
whether or not you're gonna make it. You could have the one of the greatest content out there, but if someone in Twitch doesn't like you, and this I know for a fact because I've been told some people I know who work in Twitch that are cool with me, they have no problems with me, tell me, Travis, is going to be a problem. Like, because I asked them, can you do me a favor? Like, I'm trying to get X, Y, and Z done. And if they go and try to do that favor for me, they're compromising their position.
Exactly.
Because I am not liked by certain people in Twitch. And I would ask, do they even, like, have I met these people before? No, they don't know you, just heard things about you. Wait, what? So my opportunity is being ruined because of a hearsay? That's crazy. I've never met these people before. Nope. That's nuts. But at the same time, because I'm a decent person and I don't want to put their job at risk, I leave it alone. I just go,
Exactly.
it's just not a big deal. If clearly, if I since I don't make the cut with somebody, I'm not on somebody's positive list, and I don't make the cut. That's it. So now, what you have here now in terms of the industry, and I'm gonna have to cut this short because gotta get out of here soon. But now that you're looking at the scene with especially with ESPN coming into the play, ESPN doesn't care whether you're infamous or famous. What they care about is does your story grab our audience? And the audience they want real stories.
Well,
They don't
here's the catch to this. They need a variety of stories. They don't want 35 guys to go, yeah, I'm kind of emo. I've been socially fat in my brain for 30 years, so now I just sit in my room and I play video games and aspire to be a gamer. No, they want a guy to come out and say, hey, suck my dick and lick my balls. They want a guy to come out and go, hi, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They want the variety because they're trying to bring in an audience.
Yes.
You're not gonna if everybody comes happy go lucky, you're not gonna all you're gonna bring in is the motherfuckers that like happy go lucky. It's like any sport. Okay, we'll use hockey as an example. Everybody knows how to shoot a puck that's on the team, and they're damn good at doing it. But then why do they get this 6'8" goon and his only job is to punch the fucking players on the other team? Your job is go out and get into a fight. Well, that's stupid. No, it's not. You know why? Because people come to hockey games just to watch the fights.
Exactly. Exactly.
They don't even give a fuck about the score.
Exactly.
Where's my fight? I came here to pay for a fight.
Now, I'm going to do like 10 more minutes and then I'm going to get going. But there's two things I want to talk about. And there's also, OBS Nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you bring OBS Nightmare on to kind of finish up for me because I'm going to get going soon. But there's two things I want to go over. First, this guy's R Kappa voice says, why is Triforce talking about ESPN? He had a small gaming team and it had to shut down. I don't know what this guy's talking about. My team has not shut down. I do not know what this guy. My team is still well alive, doing its thing. We have a thing that we're working on in terms of I'm not going to set myself up by talking about what we're doing. You'll just see us in the future. We prepared for this. So I don't know what you're talking about. Our Kappa EMP has not gone anywhere. In fact, we've won about 100 tournaments this year. It's just not a lot of them has been in the U.S. They've been over here in Jamaica, and that's why you haven't really heard anything from EMP because I've been doing work in Jamaica. I'm coming back now, so you're going to see some new stuff going, and you'll be surprised to see how EMP is going to fit in this new industrial esports revolution age because we prepared for it. A lot of these other teams who that you think are continuing to do these things, they're not going to survive this age because they didn't prepare for it. They're just doing the run of the mill. But I want to end off on this note before, and then you should bring Beef Utaki on, honestly. One of these things that these guys don't know is where did this start from and why. You are going to see ESPN go backwards before they go forwards. all this content that you're seeing with like the Dota and whatnot that they're covering, that's all good. But you're gonna see them go backwards first before they go forwards. And when I mean backwards, I'm not talking about in productivity. They're gonna go in the back and they're gonna get the history down packed right.
They gotta know it. You cannot go forward until you know the history, and that includes the Billy Mitchells and all them.
Exactly. And you and I already have our conversation. Same thing with OBS Nightmare. We've had our conversation. These guys have been in the works with Guinness and ESPN 2 years ago. This is nothing new. They've been making the preparation. They're gonna go back and then go forward. So all these other little teams and stuff like that, you're not gonna. It's unfortunate. It's just not gonna make it. As for our team, we in there. We already made it. We actually made it a year and a half ago, which is why I just stepped away, let the scene burn itself down. It is these guys now that I fear for, because what are they gonna do? Where is these guys' foundation? What content are these guys going to bring to the table other than the ability to be able to press those buttons in the proper sequence to get top 8 in a tournament? What's going to happen to them? Because I'm telling you right now, if Johnny come lately, some new kid comes up and he has a great personality and he's good enough to just make top 8 in the game, and he can sell because he has the image, he has the look, he can speak properly, he has a persona, they're going to put him in front of guys that have spent 10 years trying to set themselves up but can't do the other tangible things that Johnny does. What's going to happen to those guys? And that's why it's like, it's going to be a bad time, and as in a sense, I kind of feel sorry, but I don't. It's just really bad. But I have to go at 12.
Okay.
Because I got to get going. But I asked OBS Nightmare if he can fill in for my shoes, because we have we talk about this like all the time. So he's gonna give you the raw version, because I haven't been raw tonight. As you can see, I've kind of been very mild.
You know what? You don't have to be raw as much, because look. The fact of the matter is, been right. I've been right. You don't have to. I don't have to scream at the top of my lungs for everybody to suck my dick and cut my balls, and you don't have to zoop, zoop, zoop. What's been said it's happening, and now people are going, "Oh my God, Triforce! He said this." Again, I see our copper voice in there. Triforce did this. He don't pay his players. Listen, if I had to make a list of people that don't get paid in this scene, even from the supposed elitists in the teams that are out there, sending me to an event and fucking putting me in a room is not paying me.
Yeah.
And that's something, again, the unionization of the competitive gaming is going to have to happen. We're not even on the cusp of it yet. We're not even on the cusp of the point where players are gonna have to have rights.
Tifo mentioned something. The days of R Kappa is over. Oh my God. No one cares about that anymore. Because it's going to be like anything you hear from R Kappa, it will just never make it to ESPN. ESPN is just going to have this is what it is. Yeah, but I heard from, are you going to listen to them? Or are you going to listen to us? But they're from the community. Okay, let's ask this question again. Are you going to listen to them? Or are you going to listen to us? Well, you guys are ESPN, so you guys would know the information more than anyone else. That's exactly what's going to happen. Then they're going to make their own version of First Take for esports, just like how they have it for basketball and the football and whatever.
A 30-30 for gaming. Let's go.
30-30 for gaming. It's all coming, and all of this community form stuff, garbage, straight into the trash can.
What's going to be?
People going to start deleting it because I'm done.
What's gonna really hurt these guys the most, especially in the ravioli FGC, are these crowd funds. Wait a second, motherfucker! You want to compete in my events and you can't get to my event? We don't condone crowdfunding. Derek Jeter doesn't do a crowd fund the week before his baseball game because he can't get there. That's not what we want in our front and center of our event. A bunch of broke motherfuckers that can't get to events. And I see, well, what about taking money from the players? Again, I have talked to teams, owners, if they want to call themselves, whatever they want to call themselves, and majority of these people try to take something to recoup what they put out to the players.
I'm waiting for someone to, since I did all of this to my players, I'm waiting for the lawsuit. Like, go get a lawyer then, since I did all this criminal stuff to you people. That's what I'm waiting for. But it's not coming. You know why? Because I didn't do anything wrong. If it was going to come, it would have came. But it didn't. And that's telling. I'm still here. In fact, shit's about to pop off for me. That's all I know. I've waited 14 years for this. I've waited so long for this. Oh man, the good times. It's gonna be back in New York City. In fact, got the movie on stash. Oh man, damn. Some good times, James. Some good times is coming up, man.
Listen, guys have said, man, James, man, I really missed the show. Why aren't you doing the show? I'll be honest, motherfuckers. I wanted to let the material build up. I don't have the material. The FGC and esports and gaming in general has gotten kind of and it wasn't enough for me to put shows together. I mean, I got shit that I got props and shit to dress up like Bob Ross and paint for you motherfuckers. I got a lot of stuff in the works, but the fact is, I knew a lot of this shit that was slowly happening. Look, this past couple of days, the MKX community and ESL, which is the next one that's going to have to get their shit together.
MTG got it. ESL has problems, but they own 74% of it. When it's time for them to make their move,
that's what I'm saying. They need to sit down and they got to get themselves on a page, or MTG's going to go, all right, now that we're here and we're the 75%, 74% owner of this, some shit got to change.
Heads are rolling. That's it.
They filmed this past week out in Vegas. They had Sonic Fox and all those guys. They're making some kind of film or something that they're doing. MKX, hey, I got my fucking Baraka back in the form of an alien. I'm cool with that. So Ed Boon just announced today that they're repairing their net code, which people bitched about, by going over to GGPO, which is big news from them. Street Fighter obviously is following up with their stuff. Yeah, I hear you.
Well, James, a lot of things are going to happen. There's like a whole bunch of movies in the works right now on a whole bunch of stuff, but there's one defining movie. There's an executive producer that we're waiting on, and not for me, but we in it. But this movie is the end-all, be-all movie. OBS Nightmare knows what we was actually just talking about an hour ago. But I'm going to get going, but thanks for having me on, James. Get Bifu Techie in here. Bifu Techie got some stuff he got to tell you as well. But Nightmare and then Bifu Techie, they can take it over and keep this running. And I'll watch the archive in the morning.
All right.
But I'm gonna talk to you guys, and I'll see you guys next week when I get back in New York. James, we should go get some sushi and some drinks, man.
I don't do sushi, but I do drinks.
All right. Good night, everybody. See you guys later. All right, then. Good night.
All right. So, and guys, like I said, this is something that you can't even say it's happening under people's noses. This is all happening right in front of you. And again, for the FGC, it's looking bleak. It really is looking bleak for you guys. You're not interesting. You're not entertaining. You're entertaining to 100,000 people. Now, in the grand scheme of things, when you have a League of Legends event where 25 or 35,000 people show up to fill up the Garden or the LA Convention Center to watch a video game, versus 100,000 lazy people sitting on their ass at home watching an event like Evo or Final Round from their home on Twitch. It's a better way to gauge when you can literally see people physically coming out to these events. You know, buying their Team Liquid, you know, slapsticks or whatever the hell they got. You know, now it's it's on. I mean, now the FGC's got to come up with something. And if you look at MLG, okay, the FGC hated MLG because they were grassroots. They were going to survive on their own. They don't need the rules of MLG. MLG, or Sundance Giovanni, the ex-owner of MLG, you know, cashed out nice. For a guy that literally started this shit in his garage, you know, he just cashed it out for, what is it, $46 million?
40 million.
Yeah,
that was pretty generous.
that's a pretty, for a guy that started this shit in his basement in a garage somewhere.
Oh yeah, they just gave him his retirement, whatever he decides to do next.
And Adam Capella over there, who is the director of operations, they gave him a job, and I'm sure he got a cut out of that breakdown as well because he's been there since day one. So you know, all that hoopla that we're against esports, we're against this. Who got paid? You know, esports got paid. FGC got crumbs. And it's not going to change for the simple fact that the majority of people that are in so-called power of the FGC are not worried about the growth of the scene, but they're on Sundance Giovanni mode. I got to get paid. I got to get out and get paid. I got to, you know, I run an event. I got to pretty up the package, and I got to sell it and leave. That's what you're going to see now. Now you're going to see bigger events. Now, the only ones that I think are safe to this, that at this point right now could potentially get bought out, where it's worth it, would be Evo.
Yep.
But now the twist to it, I think, is the cannons are a different breed. The cannons don't need the money.
Yeah, they got money, so really they can't just be like, oh, well, we're going to shove like millions of dollars in your face. No, we have that, so what else? What's your next offer? Right?
And they're going to say, you know what, don't worry about it. You just stay doing your thing.
Yeah, because then they'll form their own circuit from then, just like Capcom Pro Tour is trying to do theirs. But
exactly.
That shit, I don't know if that'll last any long. Anyway, they're not doing too well.
Well, right now, nobody's really doing well in the FGC.
Of course not.
You know, as far as ESL goes, look, if Mortal Kombat X with the GGPO network gets their shit in order, and online could become something, great.
Yeah, it'll push forward. It'll last longer than it should, instead of dying on support with no good netcode. Because that netcode is ass.
Yeah, I mean the netcode is bad. I mean there ain't no denying that.
There, but you know it's not something you just like. Oh yeah, this is the next end all.
You know, but if they improve it, they're doing it smart. And hopefully this is something that sticks for the future, for their Injustice 2s and their Mortal Kombat 11s, is the fact that if they get it in order, it can potentially help them. They've been labeled the Netcode Nightmare Group for how many versions of Mortal Kombat now? So to get it finally working the way it should will definitely benefit them.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they got to.
You know, and what happens is you're going to see the online grow. But, I mean, even like it's funny because I see on Twitter, once Boone made an announcement, all the haters all of a sudden, their ears perk up and they're like, oh my God, Ed Boon, you're the best again.
I know, right?
The same people that were calling him.
Start sucking that Ed Boon dick. Like, go for it.
They were fucking calling him a scumbag cocksucker who should be fired. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, hey Ed, I was always down with you.
Yeah, Ed, I was cheering for you in the back, man.
But now, again, just because you're going with GGPO does not mean that your problem is solved. Let's see it first before we critique it. So I mean, if it does work out, great. ESL now has a format that they can do their events. Hopefully they'll wake up and ditch Microsoft, because Microsoft certainly ain't helping. More Sony consoles are in people's hands than PlayStation. than Xbox. Therefore, why would you not use that? Common sense. People did not go out and buy Xbox Ones so they can compete. There was some that did, the diehards, but for the most part, people are not going to do that.
Yeah, of course. I totally agree. And then the fact that Street Fighter 5's next month, like, you definitely have to have a PS4, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's another thing to think about when buying a console.
Yeah, but what do we got here? Hold on a second. Let me read something here. But it's Street Fighter 5 is another one. I see Gutex and Mike Ross jumping up now saying what I've been screaming from day one. This game is not going to save shit. The game is going to do Street Fighter 4 numbers. It's not going to double Street Fighter 4 numbers. It's not going to reinvent the FGC. It isn't going to start a Street Fighter revolution. You're gonna gain people. You're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
But the numbers themselves are gonna remain relatively the same for Street Fighter 4 versus Street Fighter 5.
I say this is my opinion on the whole Street Fighter 5 thing. Since every new Street Fighter game, it always comes a little bit before Evo, and then when Evo comes, we might get, I say, a couple hundred more. But next year, it'll just balance itself out the following years after that, and then you got to figure out what they're going to do with Street Fighter 4, because some majors are saying they still having Street Fighter 4 regardless of 5 coming out.
And again, what you got to look at when it comes to majors is these are a bunch of people that are trying to make a couple of bucks. Then they're going to put whatever is going to generate them the most money they can get. And that's the thing that people don't understand. It's not about what is this? What is this? Oh, it's not about here, let me add him in here. It's not about how we can grow esports. It's about how these guys can make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get it twisted. I'm not like, oh man, I can't believe that they're not doing. Listen, if you run an event and you lose money, then you're a bad businessman. If you lose it in the first year to grow something, that's understandable. By the second year, actually reality is this. Even the first year, you should not be losing money. You need to figure out your budget to make your shit work, keep the cost down to a minimal and your profit up. Because unless you make money, it's that much harder for the following year to do an event when you don't have the same budget, or you want to increase your budget if you weren't making money the year before. So, it's funny when I see guys shelling out so much money and they're playing Russian roulette with a shotgun because they're fucking with their own credit, and they don't realize that if they turn around and they shell out too much money, you're going to make yourself broke. Your numbers are not going up to the amounts. You're not going from 10,000, people coming to your event to 40,000. You're going 10,000 to maybe 11,000, maybe 10,500. You know, you're gaining 500. You're not gaining droves of people. You're not filling the Philadelphia Spectrum up. You're filling up Joe's fucking, the Marriott Hotel.
Yeah.
And that's another thing with esports, the hotels. They're not going to do events in hotels. You're going to have to go get a hotel. They don't give a fuck about your discount for a hotel. This is esports. You want to be a part of it? Get there. Good luck with crowdfund, people, because you're going to have to do a lot of them. To spend, $150 a night in a room and not be able to, I've gone to the hotels where League of Legends guys have stayed in New York, and it ain't like going to a Big E or Larry or, CEO event where everybody's running around tripping on their fucking balls, partying all night, the scent of weed everywhere. It's not like that. It's in the rooms, but it isn't free reign like people think. Because now they like I always break Triforce's balls. They're watching.
Yep, they are.
Because they're going to look at it and they're going to go, wait a second. Are we really going to fuck with these fighting game plays? At every corner you turn, it smells like drugs. They're drinking, pissing. People got to worry about fucking supposed, quote unquote pro hoes and what they're doing and all over the place. That kind of stuff is going to stagnate any growth for the FGC. In fact, it's what will make them say, nah, let's leave that shit alone. Let them do their shit. And to be honest, again, I personally, this is where Triforce and myself don't sit on the same page. I don't mind it. I would rather have it take its slow, moderate growth through grassroots and just survive and continue the way it is and enjoy the time you have being able to be a fuck up, versus expecting guys to have to wear suit and ties and look prim and proper and have their makeup crew do their makeup before their matches. Because like I said, grassroots, we all participate. Esports, y'all dumb motherfuckers are fans. You just don't know it yet. And once you become a fan in fighting games, you walk away. Because you're going to feel you're going to be insulted. And you're going to be like anybody else would be, which is, I spent the last 15 years traveling to events, and, I wouldn't want to come down if I was only allowed to watch. Ain't no reason.
Yeah, if every major turned into pretty much Capcom Pro Tour where it was only invitational, and just like how they do with like shooters where like they have ESPN like Aspen or Austin, they like invite and then they give up gold medals or something. Like, I don't want to just attend that. I want to actually play. But if they're not gonna let me play, then fuck it.
Exactly. So you're telling me that Smash is esports? I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't.
The only guys pissed off about FGC not being esports are those who can't make money with the F. In a way, Cappy, you're right. There are players out there. There are people out there that have vested time and money. What little money they can throw in there, because they're trying to grow their wallet. Of course, under the guise of for the community. And again, I don't condemn these guys for it. Listen, any way you can figure out to make a couple of bucks, go ahead, do it. As long as you ain't hurting nobody. But they've already vested this time in. And they're again, today's word of the day, I guess, is cusp. They're on the cusp of being 1 foot into grassroots, 1 foot into esports. At the same time, whatever they vested in, they're looking to make a profit. And when the esports wagon pulls up, their profit's going to go with them. You know, they're not going to get that profit because they don't have. Listen, you can sell your sticks. You know, officially licensed MLG sticks. You know, is what they do. You think you're? If I have OBS sticks and I'm running OBS esports, then I'm going to let Mad Cats just walk in the door and sell their shit?
No.
And but we make great sticks. Oh yeah, Markman, yeah, you do. You make amazing sticks. How much you paying me to sell your sticks here?
Yeah.
Or you want to sit? You want to sit outside like that motherfucker at a disco or a techno club, handing out your little fucking come to my event November 23rd at fucking the Tunnel, you know, with your little paper cards. Go ahead, man. But don't do it on my property. What's up, Rome? You know, and it's going to get ugly before it gets better. Because a lot of these people have their delusions of self-importance. There's only 3 people in the fighting game community that matter. Mr. Wizard, Tom, and Tony Cannon. Everybody else could suck a dick. You're expendable. You're replaceable. And whatever you think you bring to the table that's so special can be brought to the table by somebody else. So now, what are you going to do to make your self-worth more important to these esports companies? And that's where the real problem is. You know, I sat
it. Because if you don't have a foot in the FGC, like where it's like it actually matters, you're pretty much going to be left behind. And then you're going to be sitting there shrugging your shoulders like, where's my check? Where's my piece? Like, what are you to the FGC other than just a face and, you know, pushing buttons? That's not enough.
Yeah. I mean, Kappa, I don't know if CEO is going to take Evo's spot. Because Evo's already got a much, much further lead than CEO. CEO's a great event. I may break Alex's balls. I can't begrudge his event at all. But again, you know, it's the sustainability. I don't know Alex's financial situation. I know he works. You know, he's working as a community manager. So he ain't no millionaire, I don't think, that he has an endless supply of money to shell out. And for what he has shelled out to his events, to better his events, I don't know how long he could sustain that. And I don't know how long he could sustain that now with a lot of new quote-unquote players, like, you know, events that will pop up coming up, because now you got to up your game to bring people into your seats. You know, and he does a good job. He's got the art gallery thing, you know, shit to do there. Trying to keep it like a convention versus just a gaming tournament. It is a matter of the cannons are millionaires, actually, or Kappa. You know, Wizard is a random dude that makes probably between 100 and 200,000 a year just to do Evo. Just to do Evo. The rest of the year he's on IRC, tweeting away and doing his, you know, his whatever thing. But the cannons are rich. Without the capital, you can't turn around and improve your event. You can't crowdfund your event to be $1 million event. You know, you need to have that capital. So, I mean, the money is important.
Yeah, it is, especially right now.
And now that people, the big boys are coming with money, they're gonna come in.
They're gonna weed everybody out, so to speak.
They're gonna come in with lukewarm. They're going to come in with a lukewarm reception at first, because people are going to be like, huh?
Hi, guys.
What's up, sir?
So, you were talking about crowdfunding?
Yeah.
You know, there are tournaments that are crowdfunded.
Yes.
They're mostly Smash. They're available on Smash.gg. Um, a lot of them are crowdfunded, and it basically just goes to show that like anyone can basically host a Smash tournament and put it on there, and it'll be 100% crowdfunded. Like Genesis, which is this week, I believe the crowdfunding got to about $46,000. So that's $46,000 that a tournament organizer doesn't have to put out.
Yep.
And when I came back, I see like someone was saying that Big E and East Coast events are the first to fail. I'll be honest with you. Out of all the East Coast tournaments, Big E and Shin Blanca are probably the two profitable TOs on the East Coast.
The funny part about it is this: they've never taken money. Their events, all right. Every event, I don't care. Guys, always every TO has hiccups here and there. They all do. That's just reality. That's the way life is. That's what happens when you're funding this shit out of your own pocket too. But if I was ESPN, who do I want to get involved with? Now, this is the key thing to look at. Who's been doing events longer than Big E and Larry?
Isn't it the Cannons?
How long the Cannons been doing them?
Ooh, shit.
Exactly. Larry has been the longest running TO.
Yeah, you're right. Larry is the longest running.
He got 20 years on this. He's got 16 years on this. Me as an investor, who am I going to look at for wisdom to be passed on to me? Somebody that just came in here and tossed a whole bunch of money out and said, yeah, we're just doing this. We're going big. Go big, go home.
But you see, that's the thing. Those TOs seem to think that that's the way to go. That if they continuously put out money and, end up in the red every single tournament, that's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be in the red. You're supposed to either break even or at least
make money.
Or be profitable. You can't sell something that's not profitable. You understand what I'm saying? I know this firsthand. Being now the new owner of Apex, it's not something I was planning on doing if it was going to be something negative.
What's this? But what it is it's hard, dude. It's this year is going to be a bad year for a lot of people. The weeding out is going to be insane. Look, you're watching companies disappear.
Yep.
Literally
Basically, they're going to
overnight.
get gobbled up. Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot more on the FGC side of the cash out guys, the guys that are just going to try to do what they can to make a little buck, and then they're going to be like, I'm good. I made out, I made ahead, or I just got enough, or whatever it is. But they're going to look to cash out. I had a gentleman from the West Coast that does commentating that came to NEC turn around to me at NEC, and not in a heated conversation, and I got your show doesn't do nothing for the community. Outright told that to me. I went, what does yours do?
But remember, that's the side that has the best Street Fighter V community.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because why does it have to be about what your brand or what you do for the community? Because the community don't do dick on their own.
Nope.
They won't do nothing on their own, but they'll be the first to jump up and go, look, man, ESPN likes us. I don't see anywhere in all these little articles of the gobbling up days, we'll call them the gobble wars, of all these little companies getting gobbled up and these new companies pop in. I ain't heard one motherfucker in any of these little press releases mention the words FGC. They say esports.
FGC. They're gonna cover FGC stuff. I believe I posted a link earlier of all the events that they planned on covering.
And they're gonna add more to the calendar.
Yeah, and they're gonna add more to the calendar. So Genesis and KIT, which are going on this weekend, are the first two events of the FGC
related
that they're gonna be covering. So it's great to actually have those two being the first two being covered.
I mean, but covering the events is a positive and a negative.
Exactly.
Do you really want? Do you really want to be covered? Are you ready for that? You know,
we don't know until it actually happens, though.
I mean, let's keep it 9,000% real here. When Evo was covered on ESPN,
yeah, they made a mockery of it.
They weren't laughing with you, motherfuckers. They were laughing at you. And if we're gonna have these goofy, dirty bastards being showcased from the Smash community, you know, or you know, the slovenly motherfuckers that are walking around, it can work both ways. You know, investors are going to look at it and go, really? Like, this is what we want to invest in? You know, so you're not even, you guys aren't even on your bestie behavior yet. And you're going to have to be. That's the fucking, the funny part, is you guys literally are going to have to clean up your act. I don't have to. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck.
I think I've said it numerous times that in some point, FGC has to be able to work together, and I've been saying it for years. I said it the first time I came on here. FGC's biggest problem is that they cannot work together.
No.
I mean, like Kino good brought up the who bitch this is and this, that, and the other. I mean, honestly, stuff like that happens in boxing. Stuff like that happens in all different types of sports. You know, people shit talking this, that, and the other. It's not about that. It's about the behavior that we have with one another when it comes to your event. Like, there's always a TO sitting there bad mouthing another tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's, you know, you're going to get that because, again, and it's going to get worse, not better, because now everybody's going to think in their own mind they're going to take a book out of the playbook to sell out, you know, to esports. And they're going to say, well, fuck Beefu's event and fuck Larry's event and fuck E's event and, you know, fuck Alex's event. They're trash. You should be buying my event. You should buy my package that I'm offering. But
everybody's becoming a salesman, getting their salesman pitch ready.
But they don't understand. Your package isn't what they want.
They don't care.
You know, I'll use. You know, I don't know. Let's use SCR as a talking point. Whatever you offer at SCR, what do you offer me that I can't do on my own?
It's in sunny California.
I can set up in California if I want. Okay, give me a reason. Tell me why I should invest in your event or even take your event over and not just do your event the same week and crush it.
See that's the thing. There is nothing.
And
there is nothing.
And that's the problem is people think they're putting packages together that, you know, guys are going to come in and buy out. MLG is a different can because MLG is not FGC. MLG has numbers.
MLG also has way more. Like, when I heard that they got bought for $46 million, I thought that was low. I really did think that was a low number.
It was, but then again, if you think about it, where he was, that was generous, and he was ready to dip out with his fucking money.
Nah, yo, like, let's be real. Like, let's be real. The assets that they own should have pushed it a little bit more.
They filed bankruptcy. Do you know?
Been closer to 100 million.
Do you know? Do you guys know he filed bankruptcy twice?
Yes.
Yep.
So he filed bankruptcy twice. So all his overhead was cleared out before he turned around and got bought out.
Yeah. So you know that, like, I know most of a lot of the things that goes on over there since I deal with people over there.
So that's 2 times that he basically went deadbeat. So $46 million is not a bad haul.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's the reason why he got $46 million, because
he freed up his debt.
Yep. So he didn't pretty much owe anybody anything.
So yo, we hear you now.
Is that Shelton?
Shelton.
Yeah. What uppers? What's going on?
You know,
hey.
but
brand new day, right?
Yep. But with MLG, by freeing up your debt, you're making your company look profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that worries me, that he snake oiled these guys. But they're not stupid. I'm sure they did their digging as well. They're looking at it and going, well, we'll do this different and this different. We'll learn from their mistakes.
Well, I'm pretty sure that in the end they'll do things the correct way. They pretty much have somewhat of a game plan because they have the right people on board that they're working with.
Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, you can hear me now?
we've heard
Yes,
you, yeah.
Psychochronic.
Oh, man, I couldn't hear shit.
Because you're fucking on that maple syrup fucking line.
I know. I know.
And Zach saying MLG was terrible as a spectator. You know, spectating it was not. I mean, look, when we did the MK9 stuff, it was fun. I won't deny it.
I mean, spectating it all depends on who's doing the work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm saying though, from a you know, I've had people. You know, that was the Cantaloupe eras for me.
Yeah.
They're calling out Triforce. They're putting bounties on people's heads, you know, and people keep telling me, "Oh, why don't you do that more?" Yeah,
the point?
Exactly. You know, I got better things to put my money into than on, you know, a bunch of cantaloupes that I got to go buy and draw up to make look like people for something that's not growing.
I think you should do cantaloupes again.
For what?
I don't know.
I eat
It's not attracting anybody, though. Oh.
You know, and you know, like Zach said, you know, the advertising was a disaster. They would get big $1 million companies to dump money into the advertisement. They would oversaturate the commercials and make the spectator resent the product. You know, I still to this day, I will never step foot in a Pizza Hut.
Fuck Pizza Hut. It's all greasy.
Well, MLG made me hate it by putting the goddamn commercial on for 3 hours for a 10-minute stream. You know, and that's something that the FGC needs to look at and acknowledge and try to figure out a way to incorporate the big business into growing the FGC.
But that's the thing, man. It's too many egos. Like, I've been saying it for like 3 years. It was like, look, man, y'all need to come together, form a council, and, you know, dictate what goes on during the year for the FGC. If you don't do that, when the big guys come in, it's going to be divide and conquer.
It
like
already
this guy,
is.
he can stay. You know, we like this guy, he can stay. This guy's a douche, get him out of here. This guy, oh, you had a nice tournament, but here's 5 stacks. Give me your tournament. Ain't nobody gonna fight for that. You give me, it's gonna be chaos.
People are going to lay down. People are going to lay down without a doubt. Some people's egos will not allow them to, and those are the ones that all of a sudden are going to see 4 events the same weekend as theirs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's how they'll kill them. And then people go, well, no, they'll come to mine still, and not with the right amount of money. You know, this isn't some little Texas event where, you know, they got to worry about getting paid. This will be money's legit. You'll get your money, you know, and that's what's going to hurt this. The difference between, you know, people will say, well, you know, when MLG came in here, we revolted against them. This is different. This is
different. MLG didn't have the money at the time, and this is like, you got backing.
These people are about to steamroll motherfuckers.
They're basically going to say, go ahead, revolt till you're blue in the face. You will not have an event next year. And, you know, people want to talk shit like, you know, I know in the universe of TO Illuminatis and whatnots, you know, this shady shit that goes on, such as, you know, if me and Shelton are running events the same week, magically the fire marshal shows up at your event.
Hey, can I address that one guy? He said until the FGC fills a stadium, they aren't even in discussion. You're kind of right, but you're kind of wrong, because at the same time, you know, Capcom's in the mix. You know, you got companies in the mix of the FGC. So all of the FGC has to do is, like, talk to them and get a backing from them. But then on the same time, ESPN can just come in and be like, look, we got this. You got their words. We got money. So who you going to go with? So, I mean,
but in the aspect of filling truth of the matter is they can't fill a library, let alone a fucking stadium. They really can't, as far as on the spectator side. And like I said earlier, spectatorship is what's going to make and break this.
Of course.
If nobody's watching it, these guys aren't making money. And people sitting at home to watch it on TV or on Twitch is not where they're gauging it. They're gauging it from people that are going to come to the events. Like I said, I've gone to these League of Legends matches where, 25,000 people showed up, 15,000 people showed up to be watching it. Not playing, watching. And personally, I'm guilty of it. I don't want to go to no event to watch.
Oh, of course not.
I want to be a part of the action. I want to be able to roam around and tell people to suck my dick and drink from my bottle. That's not, those days are coming to a halt, is what it's coming down to. And the FGC needs to know and understand that it is.
Well,
go ahead.
I had a talk with Adonis last night, and we both kind of agreed that this year is like another 2009. It's another experimental era.
Yeah.
To kind of think about it.
Except
New
the problem
hardware,
is
new player base, new expectancy. You understand?
The problem is the experiment is not an experiment. We live now.
Yeah.
This is literally, this will either destroy the FGC and set it back to the Stone Age, which I'll be honest, as an old motherfucker, I don't mind going back to the Stone Age.
I can agree with that, and I don't mind that too.
But
you know what just remind me of? Just remind me of the '70s with when skating went mainstream.
Yeah.
Z-Town boys, Jay Adams, Tony Alva, Stacey Perella, all those guys. I mean, when they were trying to make a name for themselves, they were trying to make bold decisions, trying to set precedent.
I lost two out of 4.
Wait, what happened?
I lost Shelton.
Oh. Yeah, my mic was acting up. I don't know. I
My
hate
mic
this
is
Skype
acting
shit.
up. Well, James, you said that there's a lot on the line for this year because if SF5 is going to be your flagship fighter and it's a make or break, then this affects everybody.
It's a break.
I mean, with Sony, it's gonna break. It's not make or break.
Yeah,
it's just gonna break.
Shelton, you back?
Yeah, hold on.
It's just gonna break down exactly who's gonna fit in, and who's not. And I already know Sony is gonna be pushing a lot of it.
Oh yeah, they already got the stroke anyway. They just came in and just slapped everyone like, yeah, we're running house now. Fuck.
The problem with it is Sony's got a good cash flow to really take over this.
Oh, they're a conglomerate. You know how much Microsoft spent in just to enter the console wars?
Yeah, but the problem is, I mean, look, Christmas time, okay, and when I talk numbers, and I know me and Adonis never see eye to eye on this. I know he hates the Japanese systems and all that, but 575 units sold in Japan Christmas time.
Yeah, that's
PS4?
horrible.
500 Xbox One.
That's horrible.
575 units. That's not even what gets sold in one town in America. They ain't feeling it. And that's
Japanese don't want to buy fucking like American consoles. You know that.
But the point is, how are you going to survive when one of your
consoles only being sold in the United States?
Yeah.
When your major attractant to your FGC, half of them on the other side of the planet aren't even playing on the consoles that could potentially help you grow.
No. See, that's the thing. Why do we keep thinking of just FGC? FGC doesn't make or break a console. It is just one small fish in
Just a niche genre of the sales.
Yeah,
that's it.
but the thing is, if you think about it, the games that really sell are games like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
The first person shooters, the RPGs and things like that. If you've noticed, like Sony pretty much took over Call of Duty this year.
Yeah.
Activision just made the switch. It was like, okay, we're just gonna go with Sony. Like the only thing Microsoft has is Halo. And I feel like it's going to go back into the days where, Microsoft is only relying on their first party games, i.e., Killer Instinct
Yeah.
and Halo, to keep themselves going.
And the problem with that is that your flagship first party games, that works for Nintendo.
It works for Nintendo. It doesn't work for It doesn't work for a Microsoft or Sony. It works for because for Microsoft and Sony, most of their big selling games are third party games. And if your third party games are only being made or are being pushed more for esports and being pushed period are on Sony, Microsoft is pretty much dead in the water.
And when you look at the way Nintendo operates, Nintendo's new console is going to garner that third party support, but they're still going to focus on first party product.
Uh
And
huh.
Nintendo, back in the NES and the SNES days, they were very strict to third party games. But where else were you going to go? Master System, Sega. That was it. You had two consoles. Eventually, we're Sega now. Sega took the attitude, fuck it, do whatever you want, man. Just put your shit out. There was no, and again, this ain't a knock on Microsoft, because Microsoft, listen, KI, does have some of the best netcode out there to date. People seem to think the title's going to grow when it goes to Xbox One. Yeah, it'll grow, maybe 2%.
Yeah, it's really not going to grow because if you think about it, a lot of their flagship games, guess where they're going? They're going to PC.
Yeah.
So the next Halo 5, I believe, after a year it goes to PC, and I believe the same thing. Well, KI is coming to PC in March. You got Gears of War coming to PC later on this year. I mean, what do you keep an exclusive now to your console that's going to push for people to actually want to buy it?
And that's that's where what's going to happen is the companies are going to have to offer more. Now, what are they offering? They're going to have to offer the exclusive, like with Soul Calibur, Darth Vader for this one, Yoda for this one. Namco did that route. But now, on a tournament level, it's going to hurt because they don't. I really do believe in my heart of hearts that the PC master race, contrary to what people want to think, is the more people have a PC than a variety of consoles.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the avenue they got to go if they really want to grow it, is they do got to focus on that. Now, that hurts TOs because now you can't bring you a PC because you know what? You brought your Pentium 14 with 12,000 gigs of RAM, and I brought my 486 running 311.
Some people in this chat don't even know what the hell you just said.
And
COs are not going to get 15 Alienware set.
No.
Well, no.
Unless Alienware.
That's the thing. Unless they sell out or let a company buy into them. That's the only way that is going to actually take place.
Now, when you look at a company, let's use Alienware, or Razer just came out with their little thing at CES. Here is the scenario. If they are going to vest into it, okay, when you look at the FGC, I'm not talking about any other game. The FGC, we have an event and we get 3,000 people, 4,000 people. Let's just say 10,000 people for Evo. How many games are there at Evo?
9.
Only 8.
Let's say 9 by max.
9 games, and between 9 games, 10,000 people show up.
All right.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Because that same amount comes to watch just a League of Legends There isn't multiple attractants as far as the main show.
There's 10,000 people just watching like the pregame of a League of Legends event.
You know, but my point is when they go to these said esports events, it's there for one game. It isn't StarCraft, League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm all under the same roof. It's one product, and they all come for it. We, as the FGC, need to combine 9 products just to get our measly 10,000 to show up.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt, too, because, again, what title is going to be the flagship? People need to stop saying Street Fighter. Because y'all motherfuckers are just as bad as the MK and the KI and every other one. You don't bring shit to the table. While the numbers sound nice by FGC standard, by the real world,
any other standard,
by the real world and somebody looking in, you're less than an arcade from 1982. You know, and that's something that needs to eventually get addressed to grow this, if it's gonna, or you're gonna become like what MLG did and make you the fucking freak show. Yeah, we're gonna bring in the retarded fighters now, and you're just gonna be the sideshow at something, you know, the corny freaks.
But that's another thing too, is that Evo, it gets its competitors, and based off of how we do fighting games, it pretty much determines our spectators, because at the end of the day, when it comes to Sunday, a majority of those players who were there for the tournament are now just the spectators.
Yeah.
So we need to find a way to actually grow people to just come out and check it out rather than just watching just the stream.
Yeah.
Well, I've been noticing that various TOs have been using convention-style elements in their tournaments. I mean, but it's still not enough.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to come out of the... I'll tell you what'll bring people in. And, you know, Dust PS said it. Fuck salty bets. Put numbers there. Give numbers. Give stats. Give odds. Let people gamble.
That'll do, though.
No, really gamble. Vegas gets their hands in this and puts odds on Daigo matches and turnouts and spreads and give real payouts. That'll attract even the old motherfucker, because some people are just addicted to gambling. They don't give a shit if they're gonna gamble on how many seconds they got to count before the light changes from red to green. But if you put gambling here, that will bring more people here to gamble, to study the market, to study the players. Like boxing. People bet on boxing all the time. You know, and they'll bet on a guy, oh yeah, this is fucking Billy from fucking Boise, Idaho. He's got a 30-0 record. He's got a fucking fucked up odds of winning against Mike Tyson. But I'm going to take the long shot. And people will at least inquire more. And they'll inquire outside of the FGC into the FGC. And that's the thing that they need to do. You're not, and I repeat this, contrary to whether, even if ESPN shells out bazillions of dollars, you're not attracting my generation or my generation older, or any of the generations older than me. So, in your eyes, if you're going to go, well, what's the demographic that you guys are shooting for? You can go from 1 to 45. After that, 45 and up is dead. Because you're not getting them. You know, unlike real sports, okay, if you turn around, you can go to an 8-year-old kid, a 20-year-old kid, or a 20-year-old man, a 30-year-old and a 70-year-old, and go, who's Derek Jeter? They know who he is. Even if they're not the biggest of baseball fans, they know the name and they associate it to baseball. If I do that across the board and go, who's Daigo Umehara? They're going to go, did he bomb fucking Japan during the World War? I don't know. You know, nobody knows these people. And there's nothing to bring you to these people to learn who they are. And that's the problem, is there's no real way to gauge it until you... My generation ain't dying anytime soon. So you better learn how to attract at least some of my generation to show that this is something that people would be interested in. Because right now, nobody, and I'm talking no TO, gets a real amount of spectators. Even Evo had what? I think 12,000 people last year.
Well, let's say 15 max if you include spectators and media.
Let's say 15,000 people. So
Yeah, 15.
5,000, and I'm going to give the number because I can guarantee you there wasn't 5,000 spectators.
No.
You know, but let's just say 5,000 spectators ain't shit. That doesn't fill up 1/2 of Madison Square Garden. Plain and simple, it don't. You know, Madison Square Garden, I think it holds close to 20, like 15. But I mean, 5,000. It's not horrendous, but it's not enough to
Not
say
spectacular either.
Yeah, it's not enough for us to turn around and go, okay, this is the growth of the FGC now. We're gonna just, and that's the way you got to gauge the success. You know, people gauge success about how much money is in prize pools. That's not success for the FGC. Success is people wanting to watch it. Because the more people want to watch it, the more you're going to get people that are going to want to invest in it. You know, and that's the what's up, Cupcake? You know, but that's what's going to bring people into this. When they can physically look at it, not the numbers. The numbers game, you know, they can crush numbers and go, yeah, it's growing. Da, da, da. They want to go to an event. And they want to see people swinging fucking Daigo kendo sticks, which actually would be kind of cool thing to market because his father was a Olympic kendo fighter. Give him some kendo sticks that he can, you know, he do the Singapore cane thing, you know. But things that can go to an event and gauge it based on what you see, because all the numbers that we could talk about with Evo 12,000. If I go to an event that's in, you know, down, look, I'll use CEO as an example, and all I see is a bunch of chairs set up in a convention center. Right off the bat, I'm turned off. You know who else does that? AAA meetings. They do the same exact thing, and to be honest, more people probably come to AAA meetings than they do than an FGC event, a typical FGC event, and it's a turn off because we come from a root of this was the best solution for the time. Go set up an event in, you know, a hotel, buy a couple of blocks of the rooms, get people a discount, sit them on their ass, let them enjoy. That has to change for this to grow. But the TOs, I don't know if the TOs are willing to make that jump, because based on what you have to shell out to get a convention center versus a hotel is night and day.
And the price, even for spectators or competitors.
And then also what you got to keep in mind is the prices will go up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and now, again, let's go back to the FGC's mentality of, I don't pay for shit.
Yeah. People don't even pay for fucking subs, and, like, people complain about chats, you know?
You're gonna shell out, you're gonna do a crowdfund so you can get a ticket to an FGC event as a spectator? You know, it's like crowdfunding to go buy Yankee tickets. You know. What's up, Jazz?
What's up, Jazz? How was Vegas?
You know, it's you know, what's funny is everybody, you know, and you know, EMP NRS netcode, you know, everybody wants this. Hype is not going to help anything anymore. Me doing cantaloupe videos is not going to help the scene. Me putting bounties out on people are not going to help grow the scene.
Yeah.
You know, Gutex and Mike Ross doing instructional videos so fucking a bunch of retards can throw a fireball is not going to help the scene. What's going to help the scene now is droves of numbers coming out to these events. You need to show them that, yeah, we're a little bit on the retard side, but we come out. Look at Smash. We could all say whatever we want about Smash, and they're not really a fighting game, and they're not this and not that. They show up.
They show up big time. There's 2K. There's over 2,000 people going to Genesis this weekend. When have you heard of a tournament getting 2K people showing up for a tournament to compete?
On a norm. Just like, yeah, it's not even the ultimate major for them.
It's not even Apex. I know.
You know, so.
And the funny thing is that Apex breaks those numbers every single year. Like last year's Apex seen 2,378 people total. So it's like, and then what Evo got? Evo got what, 2,400 something like that, and then Big House got 2,005 or 2,600. I mean, you could sit there and say that they're fans. At the end of the day, their numbers outdo traditional FGC games.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but they have fandom. They have their play. They have their base compared to the FGC.
FGC has a fan base.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
It's called R-Kappa. It's called what's the other one? There's quite a few of them.
You know, but again, it's like we'll shit on them. You know, we'll shit on them, but that's the funniest part about it. And they show up more than us, even when they're at our stuff. You know, legal ends show up to watch their favorite teams play. It's always good and known teams. Why the fuck would I fly across the country for 90% boring matches and top 8 that last 3 hours? Exactly. You know, it's people are not going to turn around and fly across the country to watch a match. You know, but then when you look at the numbers that these events are getting, you know, for Smash and Dota and all this, these are people that are traveling within that area.
Oh yeah.
Which means it's that much more important to understand that they're you know, you're getting 12, 15,000 people showing up to watch from the tri-state area to go to the Garden to watch. You know, what do we got here? Let's see what this is. But you know, they do it in droves and Smash. Yeah, but their numbers are minuscule compared to the rest of the league, and it's also compared to the numbers that it's going to take. Now, again, FGC may not want to accept the truth. Smash is a fighting game. Smash is a game that helps their numbers. You know, and you kind of gotta accept that. You know, they help us more than we help them. You know, Street Fighter doesn't help Smash at all. But Smash does help make the crowd look that much more bigger when you go to an event. You know, and you know, it's just going to be a really fucked up year. I can tell you that. You're going to see people selling themselves out in hopes that they make a buck.
It's going to be that bad, you think? It's going to be that bad?
What's that?
You think it's going to be that bad?
You sound like you're underwater.
All right, let me fix this.
Oh, you're all right there for a second.
I said, you think it's going to be that bad?
Nah, you sound bad. You know, but, you know, it's like, what is it going to take for the FGC to realize you are the small fish in a big pond?
It's been like that for years.
You know, but you see the attitude that is displayed when something like the ESPN announces.
Oh, we made it. We made it. LOL. We made it.
I see so much of that. I was baffled. I'm like, motherfuckers, they ain't even talking about you.
They put you on. They put us on a calendar, and that's it.
Yeah.
They put up. They plugged final round in the ESPN esports site. Oh, we made it. We made it. We made it.
But you know what's funny? You know how many of FGC events did they put up on? I didn't see the calendar.
They put, I want to say about 5 or 6 so far, but they said they're gonna update it, so that's just the ones they knew off the bat.
Where's somebody give me the link to that so I can look that up.
Sweet.
I want to look at that later.
I think I saw it on my feed. But I didn't.
You know, but it's they don't care. You know that Michael Jackson song. They don't really care about us. Well, guess what? They don't. We're such a small niche. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like, okay, when you look at sports, not video games, because we're not athletes. You can call yourself cyber athletes if you want, or whatever makes your fat ass feel good and makes you somewhat feel like you're kind of close to the level of like a lineman for the Giants or something, but you're not because you're just fat and they're not fat, contrary to belief. But if you look at it and you say, okay, what is it that's going to? I got it. Cool. What is it that's going to put people in seats?
That's the thing.
Finally.
What can we do to attract more people to come to events?
You know, now granted,
It's
again
to attract people.
Again, I talk about Alex down in Florida and Larry and Big E. They do a lot already. They bring in the arcade room. They have art galleries. They have cosplay contests, and it's not enough.
It's not enough. Pot bonuses maybe.
Not enough. We already. I can't tell you the last time I haven't put a pop bonus in an event.
Yeah, I know.
And it's still not enough.
Still not enough.
You know, and you know what? Wait, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Fuck all y'all. Don't say I don't give to the fucking community. I give my money. And I don't give it to fucking get more views because I got 120 views right now, whatever it is. And I don't give a shit. You know, but is it going to take more money? Players, you know, when we look at the team situation of the FGC, see, the FGC is not a team. It's not a team-based. I don't want to call it a sport. It's not a team-based genre in esports.
Oh no,
it's not.
And that's a problem.
And that's why you don't see it getting the volumes of people watching it, because it's basically 1 against 1 sitting in front of each other. That's the reason why StarCraft kind of took off and then died down.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it's like it's one-on-one in terms of the organization process. People don't want to work together sometimes.
Nope.
No, people don't like. Again, TOs can't exist. They have a problem. It's all fractured into zones.
You always have problems.
You know, but pop bonuses do not bring out players.
Definitely doesn't.
You know, I'm living proof of that. I mean, I'm sorry I don't give you guys $50,000 every event, but if I could throw 500, 1,000, 2,000, I know. What's his name? Over at Dynamic
Beadworks.
You know, Custom Beadworks does as well. You know, we put money out there. And, you know, I'll be 100% honest. I put money out there, and I don't think it's made a lick of a difference.
It doesn't. It really doesn't make a difference.
And the reality is, it's a lose-lose for me.
Okay, wait. Think of it like this. You know how Big E does those free entry tournaments? Like he's doing free entry for
KI
for KI and stuff like that. How much you want to bet that it's not going to bring in new players? All it's doing is basically going to have players. Yeah, it's just going to fill up the bracket. That's it. players who are already going are going to fill out the bracket.
Yeah.
It's already free. It's already a guaranteed pot. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Whatever. It's a one-off.
So it's like we for Killer Instinct, it's gone from having 120 some odd people to 60 people to now 38 people. Like, come on.
It's I don't, and this is where, you know, Triforce and my Nostradamus visions maybe don't see that clairvoyantly. I don't have an answer to what it's going to take for the FGC. Maybe it is teams.
People can't.
You
work
know,
with
maybe what needs to happen is teams need to be formed, and the competition needs to be driven around like team round robin tournament setup. But again, problem with that, you're turning players into spectators because you can't run a 10-team event of 5 players each and they got to round robin everybody and expect, you know, another 15,000 people that came to the event to sit on their ass and watch.
Nope.
You know,
So
and
you saying turn it into a league?
it's, you know, it's, even that, it won't work.
Even if it is a league, it won't work.
It
Because
won't
it needs to be a
work.
team. It has to be something like team-based, where basically, you know, you have like Team EG going up against like Team Liquid or
Crazy.
Team...
Optic or something. You know?
Yeah, like it has to be something like that. Like where basically, you know, you do a Pokemon style and it just goes like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because the thing is, the draw for League of Legends, the draw for Call of Duty, the draw for Dota is the fact that they're team based. There's times where they ban a certain character and stuff like that. So if you could implement those type of rules and stuff into an actual FGC event, then you have something going. Where if you have something that's team based, like, see, here's an idea for you guys and whatnot. Run a tournament where basically it's teams of 4 people each and things like that. And what you do is you make it the best out of 5. That's the only way it's going to work. Is the best out of 3. Because the thing is now you're going to
Capcom tried to do that. They tried to do that with Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
No, but the thing is, the Street Fighter Cross Tekken doesn't work because it's fighting. You got to tag in and stuff like that. What I'm basically
Yeah.
What I'm
It has
basically
2
saying,
characters.
yeah, it's 2 characters. What I'm basically saying is you have a team of 4 people, and it's Pokemon style, where basically you play in a certain order, and then you basically it's the best of 3 out of that.
I mean, kind of like we do with team tournaments at the beginning on Fridays. Exactly like that, just a little bit
But the thing
more
is,
teams.
You make it more drawn out. You make it more teams and stuff like that. That's the only way that you're going to be able to appeal to that, because then you could have your bands. You could be like, okay, you could only, like, if you pick this character, you can only use this ultra. It's like you got to have stuff like that.
But now that you start applying so much quote unquote rules and regulations to competition, again, that's going to turn people off. It's going to turn off a lot of people that go, I just want to go there. I want to take my chance to see if I can get the Daigo and fuck them up. But no, that's not how we do it anymore. And this is why this is why I feel that the FGC cannot be esports. There's nothing wrong, you know, what I was trying to say earlier when I was talking about, you know, the fat wallies in our scene, you know, are not athletes. There's a pecking order to sports.
The best outside of FGC and esports, the best dynamic that is similar to FGC was YSOP, World Series of Poker. That's the only one I've seen that would be similar, you know, to FGC as far as tournaments and major tournaments, as far as the dynamics. Because, you know, as long as you got the buy-in like 10,000, you know, you can play into YSOP.
You know, and it's again, when you look at it and you say, let's look at regular sports, okay? What's the most popular sport in the world?
Football.
Soccer.
Yes, soccer.
Hey, soccer.
Football, soccer, whatever you want to call
Football, foosball.
it. What's the number 2?
Basketball.
Go down the line.
Hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Hockey's
Isn't it
not number
baseball
3.
then hockey?
Baseball, American football, then hockey. Hockey's down at the bottom of the barrel. Only ones that play hockey are Russians and Canadian yak shavers like you. But the point is, you look at those and you have to look at the FGC as hockey.
Yep.
And accept you have limitations. I don't care if you put Wayne Gretzky on every team. It's still not going to help. And as soon as the FGC says to itself, we're at our paramount point. This is our fucking promised land. And let's just survive in it until you get married and pop out some kids, and maybe you can make some money like Sonic or Daigo and giving away $60,000, but get to that point and accept that as your limitation. You guys are the kid with that's not big enough to be a football player. You're not musically talented enough to be in orchestra. You're just the kid, and you need to accept that. And when you accept that limitation you have, you can improve what you have, because now you know where you can go and where you can't go. We could sit here and we can make up teams till we're blue in the face. Exactly. EMP NRS netcode said it best. The FGC is motherfucking lacrosse. I know half the motherfuckers don't even know what lacrosse is. That's an East Coast sport. But if you can accept that limitation that esports can have a hand in this without a doubt. But you just got to understand that you guys are kind of the Special Olympics. You're not the top dog. You just, you get the Johnny Hustler Award. Yeah, you suck, but you know what? Here's an award so you can take it home and feel like you got something. But you're never going to achieve that level. Daigo is, we can all agree Daigo is the most famous FGC personality out there.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to achieve Daigo status.
Oh, no.
Nobody is going to. That's it. And when Daigo's gone, there isn't a replacement. It isn't like pecking order. Justin Wong becomes the new Daigo. And
Justin's gonna be falling right behind him not too long after.
But there is, the thing about the FGC is there's no similar community. And Texas Med, you're right. There isn't no community that is like the FGC. Here's a dose of reality. We lie to ourselves.
We're punk rock.
No, we lie. No. We lie to. This is how the FGC is. We lie to ourselves, and we like to promote. And I'm guilty of it too. We're the most accepting community. Listen, okay, and I don't give a shit. And I hope these guys don't take this the wrong way. We could all be sitting in a crowd, and we're talking about how accepting we are, and then when Beefle walks away, that fucking nigger. When Ricky turns around and comes in the crowd, like, yo, Ricky, man, you the man, fucking freak show, when he walks away. That's not accepting.
No, it's not.
And that's the thing that the FGC is delusioned about. No, I'm not saying it's everybody. I'm not even saying it's the majority. But don't lie to yourself. The worst liar is a liar that believes his own lies. We are not if we were an accepting community, I wouldn't see 35 pages tonight when I go look at Reddit saying that Triforce is a power glove Jamaican fucking nut hugger and I'm fucking just an old janitor who sucks dick for a living. You would accept the fact that, look, I have a different perspective. Triforce has a different perspective. Not everybody's scamming. These guys, that's the best thing. they'll say Triforce scams, and then their chosen ones do those scams. Oh, somehow that was different.
Or ask for donations to go to fucking Evo.
Yeah, you know, but it's like we're not this. We're a good smorgasbord of a community. We're a community, and again, it's funny because Triforce had said this years ago, about 2 years ago, when he told me to Google esports and then look through the pictures and find the black guy. I couldn't for like 20 pages. And you know what? Call me a racist. The only picture I found is the black custodian that was working at the arena, because he accidentally got in the picture or some shit. But if you look at it, it was very. Now we're a community in the FGC that has a greater diversity of blacks versus whites versus Asians, and it's funny because when you look at that all does. I know we want to live in fantasy land and say we're all kumbaya, but that plays a factor in investors. The people. Hip hop got big because the white Jewish man threw the money at him.
Exactly.
And said, I can milk the black man and get what I want. Until somebody takes that leap of faith for the FGC, with a concrete game plan, by the way.
It's too risky. I mean, there's no end game.
Well, that's the thing. There's no end game. Now, he could do it and say, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, he could, the dude that hit the $1 billion, him and the three guys might turn around and say, hey, let's buy an esports league and only do FGC. Maybe. I don't know. But the fact is, we have issues within ourselves that deal with undertones of racism, homophobic. I don't give a fuck about that whole pro-ho thing. If a chick wants to go to internet and fuck you or suck your dick, go ahead. The fuck do I care?
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
But when it comes to racial and sexuality, and all that other shit, we do have issues with it. We definitely do. And
back to your point about the Jewish guy that came into blew up hip hop. Mm-hmm. It's kind of risky too, dicey too, because look at the status of hip hop now. Ain't no good rappers out right now.
But if you look at commercials, you still hear some of that rap music on some of these commercials.
Yep.
Like I heard, like the Sisters. That movie Sisters with Tina Fey and what's her name?
Mm-hmm. Amy Poehler.
The other one, Amy Poehler. All right. Now, did anyone see that commercial with the KRS-One "Get Yourself Up" on there? Or am I the only one that noticed it?
I didn't see the commercial.
There's a commercial.
Well, whatever, I didn't see it.
When the movie came out, after the movie came out, the commercial only ran with the KRS-One "Get Yourself Up." So basically, they use hip hop in pretty much every single thing. H&R Block is running a commercial.
He no good. Deadpool movie with DMX.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Look at what you call it, the H&R Block, using hip hop music in it. The cigarette, the no smoking campaigns that they have, hip hop music in it. Hip hop has made its way mainstream in such a big way that, I stopped listening to it. But you could tell that hip hop plays a major role in society today because of it.
Yeah.
So when that Jewish guy back in the day, when he did what he did, he knew what he was doing.
Yep.
He knew what he was doing because he knew at some point, and if you watch that show The Breaks, you'll see exactly what was going on back then. And you look at it now, you'll realize that, okay, they were seeing it back then that it could become this big.
If you Google my friend, his name is David Lotwin. He is one of the pioneers of hip hop. He's the nicest guy in the world. He's a vegan, he's all into that hippie shit, Buddhist, all this stuff. Greatest guy in the world. He gave Jay-Z a start. He had a studio on 32nd.
I know who you're talking about. I interned for him. He ran Freeze Records, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He started the shit pretty much. And, he worked with Russell Simmons. He worked with everybody.
He worked with everybody.
Everybody. You go on his Facebook, or you just Google his image. You'll see him with every famous rapper you ever met. He sold his studio to Gangstar. Why? Time to get out. Made my money.
Made his money. He was out.
That was it. Time to bounce.
I was there during that time.
And my point, swinging back to the FGC, is we need somebody that's willing to do that. And in order for, and again, it's like when the end with the NWA movie, the way it was like, oh, you're selling out. We're Easy supposedly selling out. It's like, listen, I put the money up. You, like esports, you do what I say. As we all break Triforce's balls, you shuck and jive the way I said if you want to get paid. I know you're the creative one, but you don't have a creative avenue to put that out without me and my money. So you do it my way. Just like when I did the Mortal Kombat 3 book, me and this kid Matt Taylor, we wrote the book, we completed the mass production version of the book. And then we went to publishers and said, we want to publish this. And they were like, okay, I'll give you 15%. And of course the guy I was working was like, no, fuck that, we want 80%.
Nope.
And the publisher said, excuse me, so you want me to shell out all the capital? I know you did the work.
And take the smaller piece.
I know you did all the work on the book, and you put it together nice. But we're the one that takes the loss if the book don't sell. So damn well we're going to take the profit if it does. And we argued about it, and then eventually I said, "Fuck you! I'm taking my 15% and I'm bouncing." He never got paid. But what's funny is the FGC is at that point right now. Somebody got to come and take over, and it's not the Cannons.
Nah.
I don't know if it's ESPN. I don't know who it would be, but it would. They're gonna take over it. Now, do they have the answer? I doubt it. It's a chance. And it's going to be a situation where it's either esports somehow will work, or we will stay basement dwellers in hotel room lobbies. I personally say, listen, if you want to take your chance, go ahead, please. As long as it's your money, and if you profit, all the power to you. But I just want to make sure that the FGC stays intact. If the aftermath is destruction, I want to make sure that the FGC can still go back into those hotel rooms again. That's all I care about. I think the FGC is a great avenue for people to plain and simply have fun. That's it. Make a couple of bucks. Those top players are nothing more than pool hustlers. You're not pro gamers. You're pool hustlers. If you base your income off of you winning, you're a pool hustler. If you get paid just to go to an event, you a pro. Even if you don't show up to an event and you get paid, you're a pro. And I know players that have quit jobs. I talked to a player who quit his job, and he was saying, well, I was only making, X amount of £1,000 a week, and I make more money doing this. And I go, but that was guaranteed money.
Yeah, do you have a backup plan? Do you have a safety net when that fails out?
And I feel bad because, like I said, he's not a bad kid, but I was like, you quit a job that was a guarantee, whatever. 17 income. 17. I think he said he made $17,000 a year doing his job. Okay, but you're making $300-400 a week every week, whether you fucking win a tournament or not. Why can't you do both?
Some people don't have the tolerance to do both.
And that's the thing that kills me. Was I found out about the FGC because my brother and I bought Marvel vs. Capcom, and I looked up videos about Northern Found tournament videos. So I started watching tournaments, but when I try to watch KOF or Killer Instinct, I don't really know what's going on. You know, Lakeside, you know, that's the way that a lot of people have fell into this. What's going to happen to people like members of Yomi when the dollar collapses in 2006? All right. What's going to happen to Yomi? Here's my predictions. The Terry brothers go back. They made some money. So they're going to go back to Vegas. They're actually back in Vegas now. The other players are going to go back to their homes. And they'll continue to compete. And it ain't no different than any other. Ain't no different than any other team coming and going. They're a great. Listen, I love the Yomi guys. You know, I mean, they get a lot of shit because you know they kind of are like.
EMP?
Nah, I wouldn't say EMP.
It has nothing to do with EMP. It's just
They're like the Bad News Bears. They just they're just like they're like the troubled youth. The troubled youth of America. Like Slayer just reminds me of Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears, except he's not as badass as Kelly Leak was. You know, Michelangelo, fucking Mr. Tattoo. They look like the toys from Misfit Island. But they're all great guys. But they're all great guys. And, you know, I want Yomi to do well as a business and as a sponsorship. Inevitably, eventually, everything comes to an end. That's just the way it is. You know, I don't know how good the gaming center can do or not do. I'm not down in Atlanta. But right now, they are the team to beat. But then again, so is CR. And, you know, keep in mind, none of these guys get paid to do this.
Nope.
And that's the key. None of them get paid to do it. And that's not jabs at the teams. But we live in a lie when it comes to teams getting paid, you know, players getting paid by teams. Now, some teams out there, you know, I don't know about Mad Cats per se, but I know when PDP was still doing their thing,
Afterglow.
Players were getting, you know, whatever, $800, $1,000.
They get a stipend.
They get a couple of $1,000s a month.
Yeah.
People call that pay. I'm like, that's not pay.
No.
That's still money you need to use to function as a player. Pay is, I could take this money and pay my motherfucking bills with it. You know, and that's the difference. Right now, I saw Slasher a couple of weeks ago go off on how players should be getting more money. And I'm going, why? You know, why should they make over $100,000 a year? You cannot inflate people's paycheck. The pay scale in gaming needs to be based on what's coming in for the teams. And I know, you know, the big evil conglomerate teams, you know, that you know, which is where people will go with this. They're not racking in so much do-re-mi that they're bazillionaires. And just like when Major League Baseball, when baseball first started, okay, if Brett turned around and played for my team, and he didn't like the $8 a game I was paying you to play baseball for me, and you went and bitched to B. Futeki and said, I'll play for you, B. Futeki wasn't going to turn around and say, you got it, man, I'm going to give you $9. Nope. He's going to come to me and say, you know, Brett just bitched about your $8. We got to ban him from the league.
Yep. And all the owners collectively agree to that. Right?
Exactly. And then up until the players said, fuck you, none of us are going to play. And we formed a union. Then all of a sudden the owners are like, oh shit, well, you know, and they went through their growing pains. You know, you hear about Washington Senators, New York Giants, teams that don't exist no more. They move. Just like they still move. You know, they can't afford to be where they are.
Yeah.
But
like the Raiders, they moving to San Antonio. They already bought land out there.
The Raiders are moving to San Antonio?
I thought they were moving back to L.A.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
The Rams is moving to L.A.
Oh, okay, Rams.
Fuck.
Damn.
The Raiders, they already bought land out in San Antonio. It
You
hasn't
know
been
that-
finalized.
And you know that the NHL will have 4 more hockey teams in the next 2 to 3 years, right?
From where?
I know Vegas is one, Quebec City is one. Like
To go
like an
to
expansion
Quebec?
process.
Didn't Quebec have a team already?
They moved to Colorado.
They moved to Colorado.
Well, what was it? Quebec what?
Nordique.
Or Nordiques, that's it. I couldn't remember. What the fuck's a Nordique?
I don't know.
The Canadian word for a fucking frozen cocksucker.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a lot's going to change, guys, and it's going to be
I hope so.
funny to see. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I like to watch this unfold. Call me, oh, you're evil. I like watching it. I'm entertained by players.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by the going-ons in the scene. You know, when I'm pushing my mop at my custodial job where I still get paid, I can watch videos of. You know, I don't watch. I am sorry, guys, to all you guys out there that make instructional videos on how to play video games. I don't watch your stuff. I'm sorry, because for somebody like me, I want to experience it. I don't want to watch it. Now I might see something. I might see something like B Futeki does a 20-hit combo in an anime game that I've never seen. I go, maybe I'll try and play that game. But that's where it ends. I don't sit there and watch your whole video of you breaking the game down. I don't need that. I don't. It's like the guy who gets mad on spoilers.
Okay.
Look, Star Wars just came out a couple of weeks ago. Motherfuckers were berserk. Oh, you fucking wrecked it for me. Shut up, you dumb bitch. You still gonna go see it. You dumb motherfucker. Yeah, guess what? Here you go. Star Wars spoiler. Kylo Ren is Han Solo's kid and he fucking kills him. And just and just when you thought it was all over, oh my God, Luke Skywalker has a daughter. Not that fucking and knowing that you're still gonna go watch it. It don't matter. Guys like, I saw Star Wars 65 times, and every time I see it, it's something different. Then you're a retard or you do drugs. Because it's the same motherfucking movie every time I've seen it. But the point being that I find what I find entertaining for me personally in the FGC is not too much of matches, watching matches, the Daigos versus this one or any of that. As much as it is, I like to see those Instagrams of all the players out getting fucked up.
Yeah.
I like to see, the shit talk where I know ain't no motherfucker going in the parking lot and might get shot. I like to see pro hoes coming to events to get dick. And a bunch of socially inept motherfuckers trying to mac up to these girls, and I find it fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Speaking of that,
did
you see what Larry put up?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He
No
said
fights at final round.
No fights at final round. Do not
You will
fight.
go to
If you
jail.
do fight, you'll go to jail and charges will be pressed.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Last year, because of what happened last year.
Gotta have some fucking order, man.
Yeah.
Again, I am a fierce competitor when I do want to compete. But as much shit as I talk, I'll fight a motherfucker anywhere. I don't care, for a good reason. Not over a video game and not over a bitch. But guys take it to that level where I'm like, really? Did I laugh at whose bitch is this video? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But
Everybody did.
But the point is, why did it go to that? Why did she, my whole thing is like, why did she feel, and again, why did she feel so self-entitled to grab a guy and try to physically put him in a chair? Like, who the fuck are you? You're just a chubby checker-looking bitch.
You got exposed for doing that.
Don't,
Like, hey,
you know, at the end of the day, we can all joke and shit talk. You don't touch another player at an event. I don't care the reason.
Or another person in general. Don't invade somebody's personal space like that.
And this ain't white knighting, because I don't give a fuck about any girl in the FGC.
Nope.
This is just a fact that, would you do it on a train? Would you just go on a train and just like fucking fuck with somebody? No, because your ass don't know what the hell you're getting into. Is it worth going to jail over something stupid? Oh, this girl disrespected my girl on Facebookie.
I'm trying to remember. I met that guy. I forgot his name, but he was here at Absolute Battle 6.
Shinblade?
And yeah, and I asked him. I was like, "Why did she grab you like that?" He was like, "Cause I beat his boyfriend ass, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. She got, she felt the feeling." I was like, "What the?"
Yeah, and then her and her crew was like, "Yo, they should disqualify Shinblade." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to.
That made no sense at all.
That made no fucking sense.
But then again, this new Generation P that we got here,
Yep.
with their socially inept white knighting fucking, I mean, listen, y'all flannel wearing bitches. If that's my girlfriend, I'm fucking killing myself. Straight up, I'm killing myself. I would cut my wrist and drain my blood into that Twinkie Queen looking bitch's mouth.
Yeah.
And just die that way. There's no fucking way in the goddamn world. My dick would shrivel up to a vagina. I would be fucking. I would. No, I'm not even gonna say that one. That's too much.
Calm down, Jim. Calm down. Relapse.
But for her, and then people like again in this community, they wanted to try and blame Shinblade, and I'm going.
But there's video evidence that Shinblade did not touch this girl. He was actually restraining himself. He was restraining himself.
He was celebrating, and then he was defending himself.
And he was just puzzled the whole time, like,
whose bitch is this? Whose bitch is this?
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this? There's video evidence seeing Shinblade did not do anything offensive, and they're making him look like the villain. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that shit was terrible.
And we're in a community now. Again, this comes down to, I hate to use the words of politics.
Go ahead and use the word politics. Politics happen in every fucking subculture.
But this generation of, when I hear motherfuckers say my college should be paid for, this should be paid for, my medical insurance, fuck you, get a job, you lazy piece of shit, bitch motherfucker. Do it like everybody else. Oh, it's not affordable. It is if you work.
Or if you know how to budget your fucking shit right.
You don't have to buy 35 sticks, dude. Buy medical insurance. Or, let's spin this the other way. Join a union and let the union help you. But you can't join a union by yourself. Everybody's got to do it. I ain't your... I'm not going to be your union rep.
Better call Saul.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be your union rep. I'm not your Jimmy Hoffa motherfuckers. You guys, but you guys need that. You don't want that. You need that because most of the gamers are so fucking socially inept that they can't even figure out how to work. You're too stupid to take care of yourself. You live a pipe dream that somehow, with 20 events in America, if you go to 10 of them, you'll be able to supplement your income with that.
Well, we did have this conversation that the FGC doesn't have business ethics. If you think about it.
They don't have any. They don't have any ethics.
Most of us go to fucking school for programming and shit.
Man.
Yeah, technology has been a kind of a slide on that.
Yeah, because a lot of people in the FGC are players or, retired players, or players that, that went on and got jobs. And, there's no business major that I know of that's in the FGC. You know what I'm saying? We have doctors, we have lawyers.
Well, see, that's what I laugh at, too, because I laugh at the fact that when I hear people talk about they're experts in the FGC. Okay, what school did you go to study the FGC in? That made you that self-determined you are an expert. Well, I got a resume. Motherfucker, I could put a resume together too. You know, I could put on my resume I sucked the Pope's dick. That don't make me the best cocksucker on the planet.
See, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like somebody with a degree in sports management could do something with the FGC. But like you said, everybody's like doing programming or IT or like something digital, and nobody FGC is actually in the business aspect other than like the TOs. So nobody really knows what the hell to do, because the people that are those sports management people are trying to work for, you know, the MLB and NBA and you know, traditional sports, and they're like, esports, what the hell? Like, they probably can't even shoot fireballs, let alone care about esports to even see the potential with it.
Well, they need, I mean, what the FGC, well, what esports in general needs is not these, you know, back of a matchbook lawyers that come in here and say, well, I'm an agent for esports players and this and that. They need real lawyers to start dabbling in this.
Mm-hmm.
And until that happens, you know, again, and that's going to go hand in hand with unions and agents and all that other stuff. You know, you're basically beholden to the ones that want to push themselves as those experts. Listen.
But James,
let me give you a scenario. Okay, who would you trust more if you were going to do an event? You want to do an event at somewhere, and you can get somebody that has done FGC events, you know, at a couple of venues, you know, and they did a whole setup and all that, or the person that does CES. Who would you trust more to design your floor?
I would go with the person that has the best track record and has knowledge of the FGC.
And you would fail miserably.
Yes.
Because I would take the person that did CES, because they were trained to do this, what they're doing. The ones that are doing it now came into the FGC as players and decided, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And they've ran on trial and error, but I would trust my money, if I was shelling out real money, to somebody that I said that did the AVN fucking porn convention, CES,
that's like next week.
I know it is, or E3. I'm supposed to go.
Oh my god.
Me too.
No.
How about I'm going to Frosty Faustings instead of AVN? My life is ruined.
Sucker.
I can still change my plans, James.
Wait,
if you're
y'all
going,
see-
I gotta see if I can. I gotta see if I can make it happen.
It don't matter.
Wait, y'all actually really go to this shit?
Yeah, I go to shit.
Man.
No, James,
heard
if you
nice.
go, I won't go to Frosty's because I have not pre-registered. I'll go troll around Vegas with you.
You know, I gotta see what happens. I gotta see if I can get off for it, because that's my biggest problem is my Mondays and my Fridays.
Okay.
But I got an invite. Oh wait, I'm the custodian in the pornos.
James is over here trying to see Nina Hartley because he used to beat off to her.
So I
since
heard
he
you
was
need
like
your
10.
plumbing fixed.
Nah, I actually.
Oh my god.
You know, but you know, I would trust the person that has the bigger experience. I would trust somebody from Live Nation who does all the concerts everywhere, before I trust a guy that just does FGC events, because the money that's at stake is potentially better using a Live Nation person who has done, you know, thousands of events versus a couple of hundred, you know, over the last couple of years. You know, and for me, that's what I would look for in a person, picking a person out who has the experience of doing large scale events, because you're trying to grow your event. You don't want just the same. That's why,
You
like
know
I
what-
said, I give Alex Jabali a lot of props because he always tries to outdo himself.
Oh yeah.
You know, but unfortunately, like I said, I don't know Alex that well to know his financial situation, but I know he works, so he can't be a millionaire. So I feel
He's
bad
not a
because,
millionaire, but he's pretty well off.
with that, maybe he can afford to take a loss. Because listen, at the end of the day, what he's putting out, I don't care who his hookups are. What he puts out versus what he brings in my eyes, doesn't balance out. So he's taking an L, which, if he's taking that L, all props to him. If he keeps doing it and he can afford to keep doing it. But, the FGC as a whole, they just look at it and go, great event. I look at it, and again, this is another thing that I enjoy with the FGC, is looking at the people, what they do.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? He's a dick. He's a fucking douchebag, a cocky motherfucker. But I respect the fact that what he does put all he has into it. Even if it's so he can brag himself, I don't care.
And
That's
I think though a lot of that, as somebody who does know him, like I think a lot of that at this point is the character that now he's known to be. So now he takes it and runs with it more. He has to keep that persona. Like they made a freaking dive kick character where his head gets bigger. Like,
Yeah.
come on, he can't then just be like, okay, guys,
Didn't he
I'm
put
gonna
for
be
that,
nice and
though?
humble and like, no, he has to keep it up.
And that's look, even me. If I did a show and go, hi guys, today we are going to discuss the theory of fighting games and incorporate footsies into frame data, and you guys be like, what the fuck is this jerk off even saying?
Right.
Unless I come out and tell you to suck my dick at least 10 times, then you're like, oh man, he's fucking trying to be esports. So I mean, again, I respect that with him. Now, of course, that's still, with that said, going back to the original point, that it doesn't help for him to do that, because it raises a bar that others can't do. And while he's trying to grow his event, he's also taking some L's here and there on them, and it's not growing the scene. He's not getting 20,000 more people to come down to an event. You get a couple of hundred.
Yeah, a couple new hundreds.
And that's it. And that's where I look at it and go, you can't turn around and throw your shit away for a couple of hundred people. That's just bad business.
No.
What you need to do is, again, Tio, why does it sound like somebody's jerking off? Who's roping off on the fucking stream here?
Oh, I'm playing God of War 3. Get off me.
Put your mic on
What are
silent.
you on the part where you fuck the bitches?
I'm fighting Zeus.
Put your mic
should
on
mute
silent.
your
I don't
mic.
want to hear a fucking.
Oh, so that's what you call it, Kratos. Okay.
And Sanford Nina tweet. What's up, L Train? Sanford Nina tweet said Jeb Bailey paid 25 grand to be in dive kick. You know what? If he did, all the power to him. I don't begrudge him for that.
That sounds highly unlikely. Like,
No,
let's.
that does sound likely because
It does sound likely to me.
Sounds likely.
He wasn't working
Hell
for the
yeah.
company just yet, so yeah.
Yeah, but 25 grand for them to put you in. So does
Maybe
that mean
not that high,
did
but
Markman
ballpark.
pay too?
He
Like,
paid a good
did
penny
Seth
for
Killian
himself to
pay
be in
too?
Who?
Like Markman, Seth Killian, Marn, did they pay money too?
I doubt that they paid money because of the simple fact that there is, some type of legacy behind them.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that they all signed some type of legal waiver.
I would be willing to bet that they made a donation. Let's keep it like that.
Nah, I wouldn't say. I bet you Marn got trolled.
Yeah.
Marn
was getting trolled the whole
He was
time.
the first.
Yeah,
he was
Marn
like the
didn't
first
get
one.
Marn didn't get paid. Didn't pay. Trust me. But again, going back, I don't know. To what I said earlier, I don't know what it's going to take. I can't sit here. I am not going to pull a power glove out and to give you supposed answers of what it's going to take or where it's even going to go. I could tell you, me and Triforce have had lots of in-depth conversation, and it was foreseen that this was going to happen. I just personally don't think the FGC is going to benefit much,
I'm
if at
scared
all.
this year. I have
Nigga,
had-
we're about to be treated like golf. Let's be real.
Now, golf gets treated damn
Yeah,
good compared to.
golf makes
We're
bank.
getting treated like somebody else
Golf is
said.
treated way
Like,
better.
No,
like golf.
we're gonna get treated like curling,
No,
only
no.
being thrown in the limit.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
I was gonna say lacrosse, but curling's even better. The
Yeah.
only time
Curling, yo.
the only
We
time
only-
you know
we
that
only
shit
see
is in the
curling during
Winter
the
Olympics. That's it.
That's it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we get our little time slot and then we're done.
Yep.
I'm scared for this.
But Canadians got some hype as fuck hot curling girls.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But again, it's like, it's gonna be a wild 2016 without a doubt.
Oh yeah. There's
As
gonna
I
be
said
some.
before, like we're entering this another experimental era. If you think about it, so new hardware, new software, new tournaments, new rules, new player base, new everything. So like, I'll just view this year as like a test drive. If you think about it.
Here's a question. Does Evo or Capcom Cup or both get shown on ESPN3?
Yes.
I think so in terms of
Yeah.
highlight. In terms of, they're not going to show an entire program. Maybe highlight reels, top 10
They'll
plays.
do
like-
highlight reels because
Top eight. You don't think top eight?
Top
is on?
eight. Well,
They
I
won't
think
do top
No.
8. They won't do top 8.
I'm gonna explain to you something right now. I doubt ESPN will show it. No ESPN channel will show it. It'll continue to stay live on Twitch because Twitch and Evo have a partnership going on. So basically,
right now.
that
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
That
When the contract
exclusivity-
ends, it'll change.
they're an exclusive thing. Basically, this esports stuff that's going on right now, all they're doing is covering the final results. That's all they're doing right now. They're just covering the event and things like that. So they have a bunch of writers that are writing about the events and stuff like that. That's all they're doing. They're not doing events. They're not broadcasting any events or anything like that.
But at the same time, I think until I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry, but I think until ESPN starts throwing money at Twitch or trying to acquire Twitch, like a lot of stuff is gonna stay on Twitch just because of that. Because like
Well, they
the
can't
more
acquire Twitch because Twitch is already a part of Amazon.
ah
You can't acquire something that's already owned by another entity.
right, so think from the Twitch standpoint, they don't really want this stuff to go, onto television because that's a lot of channels and content that they're losing out on to the bigger guy.
Oh, and we're forgetting about the other game. We're forgetting about the competition. Activision. Remember, Activision bought MLG, and they're trying to be like ESPN. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna do anything big like that. They'll continue doing their Call of Duty stuff, and it makes sense that Activision now owns the biggest Call of Duty circuit there is. So why not,
Take
run
two.
it? I always feel that, like, in order for something to be successful, that company has to run it. Triforce has said it many times that in order for something to be successful, that company has to run it because if it just feels right. So if NRS was running the Mortal Kombat tournaments rather than ESL, it might be done better. It might not be done better, but people just feel more comfortable when it's the developer that's running the tournament. Look at League of Legends is the same thing. Dota 2 is the same thing. All the tournaments are run by the people who make the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Michael in the chat bring up a good point. I said the same thing. The FGC lacks a real foundation, and I said that for years. I mean, the reason why esports is doing well because they got a foundation. They meet, all the teams. They have an annual meeting. They have think tanks.
And the State of the Union, basically.
Yeah, State of the
Yeah.
Union, the
And that's-
Illuminati meetings.
And that's the one flaw that the FGC does not have. I said it before. You need a council. You need a TO, a stream provider. You need a council of the
All
head.
TOs
So you have to have like a TO summit somewhere.
like all the TOs
No, not TO summit. You would have to have you will have like a player representative. You vote for the player representative. You have a TO. All the TOs get one person to represent the TO. Then you get maybe one of the Cannon brothers and then you get a council. They meet somewhere, like you say, like a summit. You know what I'm saying? The NFL does it. They have an NFL owners meeting. NBA does it. ESPN, the esports people.
The hell is that?
You have a meeting. You have a meeting for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? You have a meeting for like 3 days or whatever, one day, one night, and
Oh, they
then
could do it at Evo.
and then after the meeting, you can't have no games planned. You can't have no tournaments going. You just meet. You delegate what's going on for the whole year of the season, and then they go out and then they delegate. They spread the information to the rest of the FGC. This is what we're going to do for the year. This is how much the prize pool is going to be for this tournament.
All the TOs already meet at Evo. Like 40 TOs meet at Evo, and they all talk and see what goes on with the year.
See, now here's something. Sanford Nina tweet said this. Said a player representative in a community where the players hate each other and look out for nobody but themselves.
But then again, let me explain something to you about that situation. Shit, if the fucking Scots can get together to stop fucking Laura Shank, the Scots hate each other. They got William Wallace together. If they can do that, FGC can fucking do that. So I don't spare me with that bullshit. When it comes down to push the shove, we can all come together, put our heads together.
But the problem,
people have egos.
The problem is in the FGC, each coast, each part of like America, for example, everybody is the end all. They know everything. Nobody knows shit. Everybody has their own agenda. I've dealt with people in this scene who've given me the I got your back, only to fuck me in the end. And I knew it was coming because, people are so see-through when it comes to shit like this. I can honestly say I can't count on my fingers how many people I see in positions of leadership in the FGC that are on the up and up. But they'll call Triforce a shady character, and they'll do exactly what Triforce does.
Man, exactly.
And get worshipped for it.
If you think Triforce is a shady character, oh my God, wait till these big boys come in here.
Because he's black.
See, and here's the thing too about when you say community leader, like in a community where half the people hate each other, like you're paying attention to people that are like talked about here, people that you see on Twitter, people that are in multiple top 8s. Like the people that top 8 at most tournaments, that's like 1% of the entire community. Like if it's actually the community voting majority. So okay, let's use FChamp for an example. So many people hate FChamp, but so we're not gonna vote for FChamp, but we're gonna vote for somebody that like a Justin Wong because everybody doesn't hate him. Like who hates Justin Wong? You know what I'm saying? It's like
I do. I hate that fucking fat bastard.
I hate that.
No, but I'm just saying it's a community thing. Like top players can hate each other all they want, or different teams. Like Korn can hate Yomi for just throwing out a random teams. Korn can hate Yomi all they want. Like their votes, they cast their votes. It's like the president. Anybody can hate Trump or whoever they want, all they want. But all you can do is cast your vote. And if the person you hate gets in the position, more people like that person than you hated them.
We would have to put a time frame on the people that holds their position too, if that was the case.
Yeah, because then they'll start power tripping eventually.
Right. Impeach Wong 2017. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is though? The people that, and this is where it wouldn't be open-ended, just nominate somebody. These people got to know what they're getting into to do it. Like Justin, I don't see Justin say, I want to become the player rep.
No, yeah, but if he did though, like I'm saying, he's not a person, based on that sentence that I was going off of, in a community where everybody hates each other and looks out for themselves, I don't see him as one of those people.
No, people vote. People would vote based on, look, I'm voting for Trump because he's white.
Hey, I mean, I didn't vote for Obama the first time because that was gonna be the only reason I voted, like because he was black. I was like, politics, what? He's black, and I was like, you know what? I can't choose the country's leader just because of that. So I
voted for Obama only one time because he's half white.
Oh my God.
But no, I mean, Damn, I'm eating like a pig. I'm fucking hungry. People will vote just like in politics, based on whatever they think is important to them.
Right.
Now, some people will turn around and say, well, I think, I'll vote for this guy because he seems more good with money or whatever. Some people will just go, oh, well, he's good in Marvel. But that's part of that voting process. Now, if the guy does a shitty job, like you said, Shelton, impeach 2016, get rid of this dude. There can be a vote of confidence based on their performance.
Damn it, B-Food. I hate when people do that shit.
I think
wait
what?
until you see what Evo's gonna do. What? I can't tell you. Shut the fuck up then.
You gotta wait. just know that it's something that has been done in other events. Is just finally it's coming to FGC stuff.
Concert.
Concert.
I'm calling it.
Major.
Imagine Dragons is gonna write a song for Evo and perform.
No.
The fuck is an Imagine Dragon?
Exactly.
They did a song. They sing that song Radioactive. They wrote a song for League of Legends championships one year, and Riot did an animated CG video that followed along with the song. And then when they had the championship in Korea, Imagine Dragons came out and performed performed that song live on stage in the fucking stadium where they played.
See now hated greatness said this good. Who would actually vote?
I have a random question. This is a random question.
Okay.
Let's say final round, right? Let's say final round, which is in March, right? Let's say you can't make it to final round, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna stream monster it. Let's say the offer for, I don't know, you to be able to go to like a movie theater to watch it. Would you go watch it?
At a movie theater? Hell yeah.
Okay, and let's say you have to.
No. Nigga, what?
Because like League of Legends has done this. Yeah, League of Legends does it almost all the time. Like I see League of Legends doing it, so that's the reason why I'm like, would FGC people like that?
Yeah. It's certain theaters across the city, across the nation. They do like, wrestling paper events and boxing and stuff. It's a program. Yeah. I know. The thing is, you would have to contact them and then set it up so it can, like, Evo can be played at selected theaters across the nation. People would do that. Hell, people were geeked to see the one Evo on the PlayStation 3. Remember that? People was geeked about it.
I did not like the streaming service watching Evo.
Because I was Ustream back.
See, now it depends. Like, because the FGC, we could take the theater viewing one step further, with like the smellorama, so you actually get the sense of the dirty players.
Oh,
pumped into the theater.
Getting fumes of BO and
S. And who put that up? Oh, Spad Rob. Spad Rob put up Twitter saying, it was like, yeah, since we stepping our game up, please take showers. And then I retweeted.
It's something me and Spad talk about all the time, though.
And then I put up, I was like, and please don't let people see your ass literally on stream. Glitch.
I'm telling you now. It's just, how I'm leaving this fucking scene? I am going to go on Evo's stage while they're streaming and pull my cock out. I'm just going to get up on the Evo stage, sit next, I don't have to be competing, sit in the middle of the stage and pull my cock out and start jerking it off until people try to physically remove me.
Yeah, New York.
And then I'm going to start pissing on the people that start touching me.
It'll be like, I'm from New York. This is normal. This is normal in my culture.
And then after that, you can ban me forever. Then you can continue to call me the psychotic old man. And I'm just I didn't know what I was doing. How did I even get here?
Yeah, it's like, this is normal in my culture. I come from the mean streets of New York. We ride the subway, and this happens daily.
James, if you ever did it, I would wear a shirt with that on it.
With James jacking off.
Yeah, I will wear it. I would have to explain the story.
And then I'll print up shirts and go, I got pissed at Evo, and just piss on people.
Oh, it'd be like the Calvin peeing on stuff, the decal that they have on cars, but it's like James.
James, oh
But
man.
I mean, again, I get, when I was doing the Ask FM shit for a while, I was always getting, you hate Evo. And listen, I don't hate Evo. I just, my whole thing is all. I think they do an amazing event, and it's to me, it's again, this word cusp is always the word of the day. They're the cusp of esports and grassroots together. They are they are the end game for grassroots. The next step is you become the ESPNs, and I don't know because I don't talk to them on a regular, so I don't know what their agenda is as far as the direction that Evo goes. If they're thinking esports, or do they want to be satisfied with just improving being that end game, that Super Bowl for grassroots?
And then on top of that, they also got to show some love for the anime fighters. I mean, look, we all in the same damn
Yo,
umbrella.
anime. It's
I
weird.
mean,
Like, I,
mm, no, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, I was talking about this actually for the last couple weeks. I'm gonna start with Smash, and then it's gonna be relevant to anime. So, a Florida player, posted. So this was, I don't know how many Smash groups it was in, but it was in the Florida Smash group. This top player was like, "Hey, I'm making this video because I want to say like a lot of top Smash players are quitting
I already know who you're talking
because
about.
like their feelings are hurt because
Yeah.
of what people say to them online." And I'm like, okay. Whereas the point of his video was telling people don't be a dick for no reason, which I can get behind. The fact that these guys are quitting because like, oh, wah, boohoo, I don't like what somebody said. I was telling them, I'm like, as somebody that plays Smash and that plays, the other games in the FGC, that's the difference right there. And I think it's because everybody's gonna pop off on you in your face, in like Street Fighter, in Marvel, whatever. But like in Smash, it's like daycare, and like the players as a whole are just kind of like weird and different. At like from what they do when they're not playing is different than what like a Street Fighter would do when he's not playing. So anime players are kind of like that too. So it's not the games really that we hate. And I don't know if a lot of people realize this. It's not the anime games that we really shit on. It's the fact that like to play those games, we have to play with those players and we don't really want to spend time with those guys. So then we start to be like, okay, well, nah, forget this game because I don't have fun playing it. Because I don't have fun with
Around
the
the
people
people.
that play anime. So it's not about like, oh, we have to give anime love because I love Guilty Gear. Like I'm going to Kumite just because I'm trying to commentate Guilty Gear tomorrow night for like teams and shit. So like I'm not even registering. I'm not playing a single game. So I'm wearing my Who Bitch This Is t-shirt all day tomorrow at Kumite. But because I like the game of Guilty Gear and I can get along with a lot of different people, which is why I play Smash and I play Street Fighter, etc. So I mean, that's the type of thing. It's like it's really the people that seem to
Well,
gravitate to those games.
you know what it is. Again, each game in the FGC, the crowds. The anime are noted as the emos, the MKs and the Tekkens and the Street Fighters.
It's the niggas.
Nah, not even nah.
Nah.
It's
You know what? You know what?
they're more social.
You know
Yeah,
what? FGC needs a Michael Jordan. And I'm gonna get deep right
that's
quick. No,
Chris
no,
G.
seriously.
Sonic,
No,
Sonic.
I'm gonna get real deep. Look at your history. All right, when you look at if you look at ESPN, I mean not ESPN, excuse me, esports when it came up, it was the middle class white suburban kids that could afford PCs. Whereas FGC came from what the inner city, came from some of the worst neighborhoods and whatnot, and that's where all the shit talking all this came from and whatnot. Most of the TOs and most of the FGC is minority backing and minority based, whereas esports is more of a mainstream thing.
The white
Just like it.
aristocrats.
Mainstream. White.
Wait, hold on. Compared to FGC, but it's just like the NBA versus the NFL. NBA brought out Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan made the crossover and made NBA popular and crossed over to the demographic of people who didn't even know what basketball is, didn't even fuck with basketball back in the 90s. They could care less about basketball. It was all about NFL. That's what the FGC needs. They need one or two real profound players. Also need a council, but they'll need profound players to cross over to a new demographic. Period.
The problem is
people saying that Daigo is the Michael Jordan. First, there's two reasons why that you're wrong. First of all, he just finished saying, somebody that came from the inner city, somebody that had to struggle, not somebody that was comfortable their whole lives and all they had to do was play video games. That's number one. Number two is like we are talking about the FGC primarily in the United States. Like we don't go to Japan to play in tournaments. They come here. So our MJ, our idol shouldn't be some Japanese guy that comes over here, shits on everybody and goes home. Like it should be somebody that's from here that knows the people here, that, stays here, that started here.
It could be a European player too. It could be European. They barely.
Nah, Europeans are too smug.
It's like everybody loved Yao Ming because he was that dude, and like Jeremy Lin, but like at the same time they're not Michael Jordans, like because they're not from the same background.
You're comparing other people compared to Michael.
Yeah, but you know what? I understand what he's saying because he's saying that there needs to be a homegrown Michael Jordan.
Right.
There needs somebody that come from out of nowhere.
Like a perfect example would be somebody like Sonic Fox. If he gets into Street Fighter V and starts bodying motherfuckers in that too.
That is a perfect.
I think he's already said he's playing Street Fighter V.
He is. But now the problem is, okay, and again, this is going to get taken out of context in the wrong way. Uh-oh. He puts himself out there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And he puts himself out there, and when he does, other people will not find it accepting to see some fucking 17-year-old kid giving his boyfriend a kiss and putting on his fucking tail and fucking ears.
Yep.
And and again, that's just reality.
Yes, it is.
Again, I wouldn't want him. I think he's a great kid. I wouldn't want him to be anything but him. But the fact is, when you're looking for that Michael Jordan wasn't a shit talker.
He could be the Dennis Rodman. What you mean? Dennis was a good ass player. What the fuck?
He was on
Dennis is paid.
As long as you get your sexual preference out of it.
That man married Carmen Electra. That's a compliment.
But the point is, it would become polarizing to some people. Sadly, that's we all want to. Like I said, the FGC likes to lie to itself. We live in a fucking a colorblind, sexuality blind fucking world. Bullshit. In the real world, people do make decisions based on other people's colors and fucking sexual preference. So you need neutral.
Hold on. I'm confused by something. Chris G, what do you mean? Like, what was Michael Jordan before he got rings? He was just a player. Like, he got rings, and then he started getting endorsements, and he started making his money. Now he's more than a great player.
No, he was getting endorsements before he even won championships.
Yeah, when he was still in North Carolina.
Nike was attracted to him since he was in North Carolina.
Okay.
Wait. Time out. He didn't get the Nike. They was interested in him, but he was wearing Adidas and entire.
He had to wear Adidas because
he was wearing Converse.
You're right. Converse.
That's what the team had to wear. Teams had to wear Converse in college, but once he got out of college, Nike scooped him up.
It was on like
gave him a pair of Dunks, and that's the end of the day.
But Chris is right. It doesn't have to be an amazing player, but it needs to be somebody that is marketable in a way where it don't matter if he won an Evo or not. He's the person that you put. Now look, we all have our own skeletons in the closet. I know I got a whole fucking collection of bones, but there needs to be somebody that steps up to that role. It can't be me. It can't be Justin. It can't be Daigo. It can't be fucking Seth Killian or Alex Vi or CEO Jeff Bailey. There needs to be somebody that can become a face. Because I'll be honest.
I can tell you 3 of them right now.
Who?
Sonic Fox, if he keeps his sexual preference out of the limelight.
It's already out there, though.
Knuckle Do. And then, what's the other guy name? Foxy Grandma. The one from UK, but he's from UK.
Yeah, it has to be an American born. Knuckle Do could potentially do it.
Yeah.
But
I can see that.
Knuckle Do is a nice kid. I mean, I gotta say, I can't, and I don't know any of his demons. Hopefully, there aren't any. But again, that's something that needs to be, not known for everybody, but the people that would push him off in that direction need to know. Well, what kind of demons you got? I don't want to hear about you going on a coke binge when you were 13 years old. because the news or somebody. Because you got to remember, when you put somebody out there, others will dig. It's just human nature. TMZ will look and find out if he ever did coke, or if he got arrested, and the point is, the person needs to be honest. Like, listen, that's why I kind of say I could never be it.
I always tell dude, I tell dude every time I see him, I'm like, dude, you 21 yet? Nah, when you get 21, I'm getting you trashed.
Neko says Snake Eyes. Well, Daryl can do it too, but
he has to win, though. They're already trying to make him into that, and I can see him being that, but he can't lose.
He's really quiet.
No, thing with
when you talk to him, he talks.
Daryl is very marketable. It's just that he
has no personality or character.
He has no public. He has no public.
It's coming. It's just that he needs to get out of his Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin was a great wrestler, but no mic skills. You just gotta open up and just when the mic is in his face, you just can't mess up or just communicate better. That's the only thing that's holding him back. But I mean, like I said, it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be a very interesting year.
I'm just saying that this is just view it as another 2009, an experimental year.
And then, like Chris just said, everyone's getting old. You're right. I said this 2 years ago.
Getting old.
I said this 2 years ago. All the people that's in this generation of fighting game right now, they are the trailblazers. They're not going to see real money. They're going to be the Michael Jordans. They're not going to get all the money that they should get. The people after them, the next generation, they're going to be the LeBron James. What, the $90 million contract even for?
Well, see, the old people now,
yeah.
Those of us that are getting old, we need to be the team owners.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. You guys need to start, looking, and I've said this to a lot of people. You need to look where you're best suited in this community. People tell me, "Oh, you don't even compete." I'm like, not really. Dude, I'm fucking 45 years old. Think I can compete with Sonic Fox? Get the fuck out of here. Getting out of bed is a fucking video game for me. But
level up.
But it's like, do I still enjoy the competition? Yeah. I mean, I played up until MK9. I did well. Listen, I made top 20s with a shitty character, and I pat myself on the back and go, listen, so what if I beat a 9-year-old kid? Fuck her. But it's I still have that competitiveness in me.
Look. Let me address this one guy. He said, but what about MJ? You guys act like
I saw that
in the 90s. Let me explain something to you, dude. It ain't about the 90s. I'm Bad Boys, Bad Boys Pistons, 70s. You know what I'm saying? I was wrote for them. But I'm just saying Michael Jordan changed the game. You know what I'm saying? He changed the game. I hate Jordan. I hate that motherfucker. I met that motherfucker. I want to punch him in his goddamn throat. I hate that bastard. But I'll give him
Look at what the OBS show does to
my frat brother like that.
Man, I will beat the shit out of Michael Jordan. But that only thing that I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, basketball took a change in the '90s with MJ.
Yeah,
keep it real, 100.
Hey, listen. Before Michael Jordan, the only basketball I watched was the Harlem Globetrotters when they came to the Nassau Coliseum. I didn't give you. I'll be honest. Between him and Clyde Drexler, those years are the years that I said, "Wow, this is actually kind of cool." I never had a desire to watch it, but then when Jordan was gone, I was like, "Yeah, fuck that." I never got into Kobe. I don't give a shit about Wade. I don't give a shit about LeBron. I don't give a fuck about any of them. But
See, why were the Globetrotters so big, but like and one isn't bigger? They're like way better.
I don't know. I don't follow it no more.
And one street ball.
I don't follow it. That's I think because again, that's a good example of the FGC.
Yeah, true.
It's the untrained. It's the like the movie Major League. It's the California Penal League. And that's how they look at it. They're like, it's not to be taken serious. I mean, has any pros come out of that?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't know though.
I don't either. But I mean, I would doubt it. But it's funny when you look at the level of skill, though. It's night and day. I mean, these guys, these street ball players are great. But it's like, it's like looking at X Games. People like to compare the video game thing to the X game thing now.
Raffer Alston.
Skip to my Lou.
He was a street ball player. Then he became
for the Rockets.
He was an NBA player. Then he went to the Harlem Globetrotters. Then he came back to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Oh, okay. I just googled N1 players in NBA. He was the first one. That's
Speaking
not.
of N1 players, and people was putting up that stat about Escalade, the big fat guy.
He died years ago.
He died years ago, man. I mean, he didn't die.
He died so many years ago.
Oh,
So
God,
stop saying that shit. The nigga died from a massive heart attack.
Shocker.
Nigga did not go out peacefully.
And it's and Chris, you theoretically you should be getting more, but you're going to be a good shuck and jiving circus monkey. If I'm going to pay you, you got to win. And now here's the thing that players are not going to like: penalized for losing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there has to be a give and take. What do I get as an owner for you fucking up? Because you decided to have a bad day. See, the one thing you'll notice about League of Legends and all these other team houses,
They have a bench.
not only do they have a bench, they have a babysitter.
Coach, yeah.
No, not a coach.
Well.
Babysitter that comes to the fucking house and makes sure these kids don't act like retards and do stupid shit. And because you had a bad day because you didn't get laid, now you're going to throw a match? Fuck out of here. I'm paying you, motherfucker. And that true level of professionalism as a player needs to happen. That don't happen. I've even seen Daigo on stage with a sourpuss at times. And that's something that as a team owner, like if I owned a team, you're gone.
Oh, you know what else is going to change? The favoritism as far as like, I want to play at this time. Oh, play at that time.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I'll be late. Oh, guess what?
Yeah.
That's done.
You just
done.
lost money. You show up late, you don't wear your shirt, you don't act the way I asked you to act, you lose money.
Well, that's been like that ever since the beginning. People always want to show up fashionably late for no reason. People feel like they want to deserve, better pool treatment or whatever. That's been like that.
Yeah.
So then how does the pay scale work though? So it's like you're guaranteed this much for showing up, and then you can get up to this much if you win? Not counting your tournament winnings?
Well, that's the other thing. Tournament winnings,
You're getting
you don't get the tournament winnings.
You're getting a percentage of it.
You get a percentage of it.
I get it. You don't get it. I get it.
Think about the Dota 2 team. Think about the Dota 2 team. They get paid a monthly payment and things like that. When they won how much $1 million that they won, that money pretty much went straight back to the team. Because the team basically provided a roof over their head. They paid for them to practice. They pay for internet so that this way they can play all the time and things like that.
Yeah, you talking about sponsorships? You can't have it both ways. When you want to go all the way, go balls deep. You got to sacrifice. So it's about the team, man.
So this is what I wait. So this is what I want. So I want $10,000 a month. I want you to fly me to my events. I want to compete when I want. So if I get up at 4 in the morning, yo, T.O., I'm ready to play now.
Shit.
And if I win, I want all the money too. But I'll wear your shirt. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Kick rock.
You know, I've had guys hit me up. You know, I'm not putting names out there. I've had guys. No, I'm not gonna. I've had guys hit me up and ask me, you know, hey man, I know you got people that wear the OBS on them. How much you gonna pay me? I go, who are you?
Dude, I got emails. I still got emails. They'll be like, and the first question I ask, they be like, let me join TFA. I'd be like, first question is, what can you do for me, and what do you want me to do for you?
I love the best answer I always get. I'll wear your shirt. I'm like,
no, they don't even want to wear the shirt. They don't even want to wear their fucking shirt. They want me to pay for them to fly here, fly there. Want me to pay to go to Evo. Want me to do this. Want me to go lodging. Want me to give expense so they can eat. And I'm like, okay. Well, can you write on my blog, and can you wear my shirt, and can you provide necessary needs for me? No. The fuck?
Kick rock.
See, Sanford's Nina tweet says it's best.
The funny thing is that when James is like, "Who are you?" It's like he's really like, "Who are you?"
I'm like, I'll get an email from some dude. My name is Kyle, and I live in Topeka, Kansas, and I'm a top player here. I'll take a shirt, and you can just give me some money, and I'll wear your shirt. Motherfucker, I don't want you to wear my shirt. What are you? Who literally, whose bitch is this? And then, I don't say it so raw to them. I'll tell them, maybe you are more suited to try out for other. I usually break a ball. Maybe you're more suited to try out for EG.
We're too small time for you.
I'm a little guy, man. I just want you to have fun.
My pond is too small for you.
But it's like again, getting back to what the original topic was, FGC, man, esports ain't coming for you. I started looking at the calendar, and they got a lot of Smash in there.
Mm-hmm. They got a lot of Smash in there, but not a lot of FGC.
No.
Remember that time they were like, Smash isn't a fighting game? Well,
guess what? You're right. We're not. So I mean, it's going to be funny.
Look, Chris, he says no sponsor use players for anything other than playing, and this is why
there's no comeback.
But look, bro, you want me to be your fucking pimp? You want me to send you out? You want me to give you housing? You want me to send you here, send you there, and travel and spend
that money?
But then when I ask you to wear my shirt or to advertise my company or advertise my brand, your shirt ain't on. It's hanging onto your side, or it's back in the hotel room. It's too hot. I can't wear that shirt.
The girl that you fucked during the event is wearing your shirt now.
I use it as a cum rag, on a pro hole. You know what I'm saying? It's always an excuse.
My shirt's solid. I don't know why.
I don't understand why Killer Instinct World Cup is
okay. So if sponsors have no money, one, how are they sponsoring somebody, and two, how are they supposed to make the money?
Well, here's one of the problems.
And three, sponsors have money for FGC. Trust me, they don't have no money for FGC. They got money. They not.
Yeah. You gotta tell me, Evil Geniuses. You said you're the only fighting game player on Tempo, so they have no money. But everybody else that plays other games, they get money. If NuckleDude's the only FGC player on Liquid, so he's the only one not getting money.
I mean, Liquid also has Smash players too, so.
Yeah, but the thing is this: where the money thing is, again, these teams, the way they do it, they let you keep what you win, and they fly you out and put you in a room, and that's it. If you're lucky to get $1,000 a month per team from them, that's a lot. And That has to change. The problem with that is these are teams that are started by Joe Blow from Idaho like me. It's not Intel and Coca-Cola's teams who got a fucking endless fucking pit of money to throw out there. It's me saying, you know what, I'm done as a player. Time for me to become a coach, and I'm starting a team. And for me personally, a team doesn't benefit me. Doesn't give me more views to my show. It doesn't put more money in my pocket. So if I do a team, it's out of the goodness of my heart. But other people are doing it, and they're doing it with the intent of building something. Now, here's the thing. What are you building? Think about it. Look at some of I'm not putting any team on blast. Look at the teams that are out there in the FGC. What is the benefit to a team to sponsoring a player? Where is their growth?
Because this falls back to, again, we're a bunch of players that doesn't have any business in it. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you're trying to, in 2010, 2011, when teams was coming out of the woodwork, even my team, we were trying to build something. We were still trying to set precedent. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have the backing, we didn't have the knowledge, we didn't have the willpower to continue to build on top of that. That's why a couple teams, like DMG, they're gone. That's like another, a couple other teams. That's why. And then you have others. And then in 2012, 2013, when the corporations was coming in, or like PDP would have to go elite, Razor and a couple of people, they was sponsoring teams, ingrown teams. And then when the ingrown teams was asking for too much, it was like, yo, we got to let you go. You're not making us no money, man. You're not making us no money at all. Like, you're a liability. You're not an asset. So that's what I'm saying, man. FGC really needs to think that. Well, it's too late now because the big guys, they're coming in. They're gonna dissect this place so bad.
Oh yeah, look at it this way. Right now, what's happening for all of you guys who saw what's that movie, Pretty Woman with Richard Gere? His job was he bought up companies and just broke them down. Mm-hmm. And that's really what's going to happen. Some people might make a couple of bucks in that while the chaos is ensuing to get bought out. Some of them are going to get dick in the ass. And if you're smart, you'll figure out a way to capitalize on it or survive on it and at least get something out of it. If not, you are gone. And again, we say that on the esports. I'm not saying the FGC, they don't want shit to do with you. Like I said, we're not even in the back of the bus. We're not even on the fucking bus.
Which stems back to it's minority owned. I mean, they ain't trying to hear that, man. They ain't trying to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They're gonna be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like the TV show Living Color. Remember that Living Color?
Yep.
Remember Living Color? Living Color came on Friday, then it moved to Saturday, it was beating SNL ass. I mean, it was really beating it ass. And then they was like, we can't have this. Let's put it on Friday night, back on Friday night so people won't see it. Then it's like, let's put it on Sunday. Then it was like, let's put it on Wednesday, and then they broke it up and dissolved it.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah. That used to be my shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what
it used to be the best show. It used to be the best show on TV.
Yeah, that show was amazing.
I mean, yeah. But I'm saying he remembers vividly, like they went from Friday to Saturday.
You will remember that.
Friday to
Sunday. Will remember that history. If you think about it, every single network that has come out within the past couple of years have all been brought up on black comedy shows. UPN and WB, same thing.
UW, yeah.
WB was brought up on completely. The whole thing was black shows. The Parenthood, the Wayans Brothers,
In the House.
In the House. No, In the House was on UPN.
Oh, okay. Oh shoot! Now I can't remember which one was on which one. I just watched them all.
UPN had
Moesha?
In the House. Moesha was on UPN.
The Parkers was also.
The Parkers was on UPN. Like all these shows were on each one of these shows, and they built it up, and then
1-on-1. Shout out to Kyler
sold.
Pratt. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then now guess what? Now what? You got whack ass fucking bullshit on. You know what I'm saying?
Got bullshit on TV now.
I mean, we got Arrow though. We did get Arrow on the CW.
Hey, all I know is Sanford and Son, Good Times, and What's Happening. That's all that matters.
Hey, all of those. You can see those on What's the station? Oh, there's
That
TV
old
One.
ass TV1. Yeah.
TV One plays all of those.
Bruh.
Yeah, TV1, man. I'm shit. I actually watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, I remember the Chappelle show.
Oh,
Of
hell,
course.
who
I have
does?
season 1 and 2. Yo, he just
Man.
went from the 70s and you talking about Chappelle's show.
Yeah,
Like
Chappelle
it's
show.
early 2000s.
Chappelle show was Comedy Central.
I remember I cried the day J.J. Evans got shot by Mad Dog. and
Then you really
James
cried when the dad
and James Evans. I
Lost
did.
his job.
I did that whole
When
damn.
the
The end of it when Flo actually started crying when she realized he's actually dead and she smashed the ball. I cried for like a month.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere too. It's like silent. She's like, "No, I'm good."
I'm good,
she
guy, I'm
like
good.
fucking
I think
smashes that shit.
He was
Like,
on an interview about that show too, about why he left.
The money.
Yeah, because JJ was taking out too many spots.
They
Or
also
when-
did that to What's Happening. I don't remember what the woman's name was, but what if you remember What's Happening?
Mama?
Mama just gone.
Yeah.
Because what happened was Mama was supposed to give that urban lesson, that life lesson, but Dee Dee kept stealing the limelight and people started to vibe with her more. So they kind of just like
Cut her out.
cut her out. I don't even know. You know what? I got to read on that one. How they actually did it? Did she die? Because like think about it. He was in high school. She was in junior high school. How the fuck did they live in a house alone
Mm-hmm.
without a mother?
Makes sense.
I don't think they really thought that through.
I don't think anybody cared.
It
at that
didn't matter.
point.
It didn't matter. This show's like that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I mean,
I mean, look at iCarly. Like that dude Spencer is totally not qualified to be a legal guardian
Oh, hell.
of himself.
Hell no, that nigga
Let alone
crazy as
his
fuck.
sister and her two friends that are always there. Come on.
man, Carly be babysitting his ass.
Right.
Man, I saw one episode. I walked into my son watching one episode. This dude like got duct taped to the bottom of the elevator. I was like, what the fuck?
How the fuck do you get down?
What the fuck?
But that's the legal guardian.
I know, right?
Oh Lord.
Man.
So-
Shout outs to Miranda Cosgrove being over 18 now too. But Jeanette McCurdy shits on her though.
Oh,
Great.
man.
Blonde
Dated
white.
Andrew Drummond. Right.
Nah, it's not because she's blonde, dog. Blondes will do it for me. When I saw her do a split, I was like, okay, we in there. I don't see Miranda Cosgrove doing no splits.
Is that all it takes? That's all it takes is a split and you're in there?
Standing up, man. Like, not the one on the ground. I'm talking
Standing
about, like,
split.
she kicked one leg up and held that shit over her head. Like,
All right, I'm getting out of here. It's like
Yes.
almost 3.
Bruh,
Three.
She
I'm gonna-
dated. She she dated that basketball player, that tall
Andrew
ass.
Drummond.
She had to
Yeah.
put the her ankle on the nigga's shoulder.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Well, guys, either way, I'm wrapping this up because it's 3:00 and my ass is. I haven't done a show now in quite a long time, and now my ass has got to get up at 4:30 to go to work. So that kind of sucks some serious. And I'm gonna go do a split on my couch over here.
Oh man.
He's in there though.
Oh yeah. But again, I want to thank Triforce for coming on and all you guys as well. Again, people out there want to think, quote unquote, as you just said, we in there. We ain't in shit, guys. And,
Well, we
and,
are
I don't give a fuck if any of you motherfuckers could do splits or not. The esports wagon is driving past. It's like that little yellow school bus that you made fun of all the motherfuckers while you were walking in the cold well, except for you Floridians, when you were walking your cold ass to school, and you were like, fuck those motherfuckers, and they're like, yeah, fuck us in the nice warm bus. Keep walking, bitch. Well, that's really what's happening right now. They're passing us in the little yellow school bus, and that includes the Smash players, and we're just going, hey, give us a ride. And they're like, nah, you ain't
I'm
getting a
good.
ride. We're good. No more seats. Maximum occupancy is only 16 people, man. Sorry. But again, Squidbillies. Oh, God, I fucking hate that show. But it's... A lot's going to change. I'm going to bring Triforce on again probably next week. I know the Reddit folk will love that. I got to see how many times I've gotten called my usual janitorial, irrelevant old man, Dennis Hopper from Hoosiers, looking motherfucking alcoholic or whatever they like to call me. But this is reality. Reddit. Actually, you know what's funny about Reddit? These guys. They do good work trying to get players to events and stuff. I really respect that. They actually put a pretty good thing together by getting these guys there. But they're gonna have to either get on the pot or fucking fucking piss in the fucking window, get off the pot and smoke some weed.
Get off the pot.
Yeah, that one. Because they're either gonna have to become a team or become absolutely irrelevant.
Right now they're going to have to be like the Green Bay Packers, where the team is basically community ran and owned. That's what Reddit got to do. They're going to have to do something. Yeah.
And shout outs to Ed Boon and getting on that GGPO netcode now finally. So hopefully this next patch will actually play online decently. Shout outs to all my alien brothers out there. And my Leatherface motherfuckers.
Oh my God, James, you are not playing Leatherface.
Oh hell yeah, I'm Leatherface dinosaur nigga, man. You can't fuck with this.
Oh my God, no.
Come on, man. Hell yeah. I gotta get Bowman. I gotta get Bowman, my personal artist, to revise that leather dinosaurs nigga with Leatherface. In fact, you know what? Maybe next week I'm gonna come do the show dressed as Leatherface.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But again, guys, just remember, don't jump up swearing up and down that we're esports now, because we're still the furthest from it.
Yo.
We're all professional assholes. That's about as close to being pros that we can be. But
James,
anyway,
I would have took you as a bull Raicho player.
Hells no. You think I'm going to use Fatty McGinty over there? No.
Throwing up on people.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady's. Tom Brady's
Peace out, Chris. See you tomorrow.
Tom Brady's the bull ride show. I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I can tell the way Tribot is. Tribot's more than 2-3 robots.
Speak that. Yo, you seen Alien? He calls another fucking alien off screen.
Yep. He also got my Baraka Chop Chop. That's all I care about.
Oh.
And he also got a face hugger move.
And he got the face that lays the face hugger down like the Predator. No, I can't wait to fucking get my hands on it. I ain't gonna lie, guys. A lot of people are like, man, you hate MK now. No, I hate the community. But I never hated the game.
That's like me in Smash.
The community, that Test Your Cock website is the most toxic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Meanwhile, they banned 2 players, and I'm going, you ban these 2 players for life. And I'm like, what they did back in 1996 is equivalent to trolling now, but they got a lifetime ban. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, we let one nigga that cheated on ESL. Cheated a guy out of getting
Dragon, yeah.
2 people.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday's little disaster.
Fucking Ellen DeGeneres looking ass.
Yesterday's little disaster had me. You just called him. You just called Dragon Ellen DeGeneres looking ass.
He looks like a lesbian comedian. Real talk. Yo, don't let me start roasting this fool. Oh my God.
He's a nice kid though. He's a kid, but keep in mind he's a kid. He just turned 17. But yeah,
cheater's a cheater. Is a cheater.
Yeah, I can't deny that. Who was that banned from Test Your Might for Life? That's actually Mr. I Got Bass, who I had on my first show when I did the show the first time, and his cousin Sands. They were banned for life for fucking with people, but it's no different. Like literally, you can go on Test Your Might, and you could be like, listen, I found this secret fatality, and you put it up there, and the first thing you get, not hey, thanks for sharing that. Don't you know how to spell retard? Like really? The punctuation police looking at my fucking post on a pissant website. That's for the community, of course. It's no different. And again, what makes me laugh about websites today, everybody lies to themselves. Again, these are delusions of self-grandeur. You're not the media. You're a fan site, dude. Stop putting these guys put themselves out like, well, I'm media. No, you're a fan site. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You're a dude that was sitting in your basement. You're like, I could jerk off to some Lupe porn, or I could make a website about a video game I like. And you chose the video game, and then when you're not maintaining the video game site, you're jerking off to the porn anyway. But I don't consider Event Hubs, SRK. They're not media. They're a conglomerate of fans. Test your mic. Nothing's different. They're not media per se. They're not the New York Post. They're not a video game site. They're a fighting game community. And as soon as people realize that sites like that, between that and the copper guys, they don't help the community. Because you're a magnet to bring all the retards together. And let somebody like ESPN say, really? These guys are like calling this guy a cocksucker, scumbag, piece of shit, for what? Because he lost? He never placed top 8. And that's one of the things that this community as a whole needs to fix, is that mentality of where you place makes your stature in the community. And that goes across for any game. We could sit with Chris G. Oh, well, Chris G places, so he's somebody. But in order for him to be somebody, he had to play that person that you called a nobody. So why would you shit on the nobody? It's like any sport. Do you know every player of your team? Do you know the defensive tackle for your team? Or the second string defensive tackle that probably never gets to touch the field? No.
But still makes more money than you.
Yeah, well, yeah. But my point is, it's like, you got to be able to accept the fact that everybody is somebody. And it isn't, there's a difference between talking shit. Like don't turn around to me and say, well, I've got 10 Evo medals, but I never won. So what place did you get? Well, I got second. Okay, so you're the first loser. Out of a pool of 100 guys, you're the number one loser in my eyes, because you couldn't get the job done. The only one that matters is the guy who wins. And to put somebody down by using that is fucked up. Well, Zerk, you never play, so your opinion means shit. It goes hand in hand with what I keep telling people when people keep identifying themselves, because we live in a society now where you can identify yourself as whatever the fuck you want, and everybody's just got to accept it. I can turn around and say, well, I'm a pro gamer. Or what have you placed? Well, I never really placed, but I had played Justin Wong once. I'm a pro gamer now. Well, no, that's not how it works. And they enjoy defining what a pro gamer is. Well, if you make money on it. I got a paper route I make money on. Am I a professional fucking paper delivery boy? Or is it just a regular job? We want to call each other a professional. If that's the case, if I go up the block right now and punch every person I see and knock them the fuck out, can I come back to I'm a professional boxer now?
Hell yeah. Yo, let Don King promote your fights, so you will be.
Yeah, and does PS says it right. If you ain't winning, you're losing.
Yeah,
that's it.
I was just tweeting about this the other day. Like, we have a group for our room at Kumite, and people are like, "Oh, pools are out," and everybody's like, "Oh, this sucks. My pool sucks." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Aren't you going there to win the tournament? Like, if you entered, you're supposed to be winning, right? Like, if that wasn't your plan already to beat the shit out of whoever you faced and win the tournament, it shouldn't matter what your pool is. because this guy's hard in my pool. Well,
By
then
looking
if
at
he's
that
that good, you should have wanted to see him in winners finals, losers finals, grand finals. Like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna play him anyway.
The whole pool thing is a joke because it's like guys will bitch about seeding, and they want to be properly seeded, and then on the flip side, they'll be on a team of like 4 guys, and they'll be like, "But I can't play them." Yeah, but motherfucker, that guy's seated 1 spot below you, and that's who's supposed to play. So I don't care that you came from New York to SoCal Regional. Your first match is against your training partner. That's it. Are you here to compete, or are you here to fucking get fucking catered to?
Because even so, if that's your training partner and you're both as nice as you're supposed to be,
Good
you
luck.
can both make it out of the pool. It should be you and him. Just somebody's on winners side,
One of
somebody's on
his
losers.
exactly. One's going through winners, the other's going through losers. Good luck. And does it really matter? Well, I shouldn't have to play them because I play with them all the time. So you want to put yourself out there as a fierce competitor until it comes to playing your friends. And this is where the whole bracket padding and all the other bullshit that goes on, it's just, people are stupid. Anyway, guys, if you got $10, send me $10 so I can watch FGC film. I want to own it. I'm not bashing. It sounds like I'm bashing. From what I've read, everybody just said it was an East Coast Throwdown, L.I. Joe, John Gallagher production, with a little Lord Knight thrown in there. Guys, if you get a chance, go check it out. I don't have the link, but just Google FGC film and check out the movie. I heard it's actually okay, so I'm not trying to bash it too much. And if you got a link to the torrent, hook me up. I don't know. That's fucked up. I mean, I only have $9.98. Do a crowdfund for 2 cents. Watch film. If you lose, beat everyone after. That's why entering other way. Exactly. So anyway, guys, let me let you go. It's 3:00 on the nose. I gotta go. I'm gonna clean up this fucking mess. I'll put this up. I'll put this up in a little bit, and then I gotta go to the store and buy cigarettes. Fuck me.
R.I.P. 5 a.m. flights.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Later.
Peace.
All right, guys. Pretty much, like I said, I gotta wrap this up. I'm going to start doing more stuff, obviously. I'm going to start picking it up again. No, I'm not going to Kit. I got work, unfortunately. IRL. Anytime, Zach and Tifo, Slade. Yes, I'm going to go feed that monkey Icy Black Deep. I'm out. Later.